What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 9WF Chapter 276. If this goes on, Sanshong doesn't seem to have such a possibility of killing each other, so this is just a waste of time. Don't do things that waste time, and do it inappropriately, it's such a simple thing. Therefore, Sanshong decided that he must not die and do something serious. Sanshong's figure retreated and wanted to run, killed Konoha's ninja, or did he kill it in front of Xuan Che? How did Xuan Che explain? How to explain to Hokage? At that time, what will Hokage say about him? Therefore, this kind of thing is absolutely not allowed to happen, absolutely, 100% of such a situation. At this moment, Xuan Che's figure caught up in an instant, and there was already a Uchiha that hadn't been caught yet, so it's absolutely not allowed for such a thing to appear like a thorn again. This thorn must be pulled out, it's such a simple matter. Sanshong wanted to run. He felt that as long as he was firm, he wanted to run, and he would succeed in running. I'm still too confident in 09. It's not so easy to succeed. The other party can keep biting himself so hard without letting him run. This is not a pleasant thing to do. The brains are simply buzzing. Samsung's eyes locked Xuan Che. He hoped that Xuan Che would not go on like this anymore. It would be inappropriate to go on like this. As a result, what you want, whether you say it or not, cannot be accomplished. People, it locked you, bit you tightly, just want to chase you like this. If you catch up with you, you have to die. It's such a simple setting. It will definitely not be so easy. I just let you go. I don't know how long it has been before, and a figure appeared in front of him, Obito. What are you playing? Obito looked at this Xuan Che and asked. This is something that is harder to mess with than you guys. Would you like to help? If Xuan Che said so, then Obito is in interest. In an instant of effort, Obito's body turned towards the three males and greeted them. Once it is Konoha's enemy, it is a friend. However, Sanshong is obviously not uncommon to regard you as the same thing. It is not uncommon to regard you as one thing and you may become an enemy. It is better to seize the opportunity to kill the opponent at this moment. Advertisement beam wave attack. This is a kind of impact of the tail beast beam wave, not simple. It was like an energy bomb raised from the tail beast. It's a pity that when it hit Obito at this moment, it just pierced through his bones. Using virtualization, it really did not allow this attack to successfully damage one of his vellus hairs in minutes. And, Obito's punch, which was also sure and brutal, hit the three males in the face. Are you dumbfounded? Stupefied, right? I really didn't expect it would develop like this, right? Sanshong held the attack, and then swept over Obito's body again and again without leaving any room. It's really time and time again, this is hitting this afterimage. As expected, he is the most difficult person in Akatsuki's organization. Even if Pain came, Sanshong wouldn't treat it as the same thing, but if Obito came, it was really more trouble than Pain. Pain is more, that's head-on with you, because he is absolutely sure of his own Shenluo Tianzheng, universal pull, planetary devastation, it is perfect. With this complete certainty, Tusk, how could it be possible to treat you as the same thing, right? As a result, people can easily beat Pen to the point where North can be found. The most difficult thing to provoke is this kind of stuff that doesn't accept your attacks. This kind of thing, if he doesn't accept you once, he will sweep your attacks again and again. This kind of stuff is really very, very troublesome. At this moment, Sanshong's eyes were staring at Xuan Che like radar. He looked for it, locked it, and felt like he wanted to shoot at any time. What the hell is this? Nothing. You look at me. You ask me what's wrong. You are simply crazy. You are a sick person. I don't really care about you. I care about you. Am I also sick? Am I sick? I'm so healthy, right? Well, I will ignore you. Don't pay attention to it. Die. At this moment, the 10 fingers of Samsung's hands were aimed at Xuan Che. Then, the beam wave directly greeted Xuan Che's body. Do you think it was just like this? This is to rely on such a fast speed, must hit, advertisement. As a result, it failed. Even at such a fast speed, it would still fail. If you continue this way, continue to fail this way, and continue to fail this way, then there is no such a possibility of success. What is it? Boom. With one blow, Xuan Che hit the three males in the face. Sanshong didn't expect that the other party had such a powerful body flicker technique. This guy is really not simple and unusual. This is the beginning. The second time, the attack came. Boom. Also hit. Even if it is such a hard hit, what could it be? Is there any change? No. You can see that the situation at this moment is just such a situation. You can attack as many times as you want, and the result will be the same. It won't let you break your defenses. People can make you hit, which shows that they have full confidence in their own defenses. Bang. Finally, there is a chance to hit several times. After several times, what did you get in return? Is the other party resisting all your attacks? Isn't it irritating? Is the mood bad in an instant? Yes, it's right. What you want is to make you feel bad, what you want is to drive you completely mad, and it's just to force you to jump your feet, and that's the goal. Well, it's such a situation. Boom. Look, attack, here again, boom. Let me do it. Here comes Obito. As long as Obito's claws touch the three males, he can suck the opponent into his own space, and as long as he sucks the opponent into his own space, Tusk, it's impossible for the opponent to be immortal. Well, it's such a simple situation. Chapter 277 Brush. At this moment, Sanshong avoided the past. Sanshong can be hit by Xuan Che, but he will definitely not be allowed to be touched by this guy. Even if it's just a single, it's not enough. Just stay alert and don't hit the opponent, then the opponent's conspiracy is absolutely not. It may be a success. Such a stalemate, I don't know when it is going to be stalemate. Judging from the situation at this moment, Obito, it is almost the same as being abolished. If you want to kill the other party, it is weak, and done it. As long as Obito touches the opponent to end the fight, he knows, Xuan Che knows, why does the opponent also know this feeling? I won't give you a touch at all. It feels like another Minato is coming, which makes people crazy. The three people stood still, stared at each other so much, looked at each other, so, this is the feeling of being guarded against the dead and locked each other, this is always going to attack each other's body like this, he vowed to greet him. Then, no one will make a rash move, Xuan Che, definitely not in a hurry. Obito, he must be calm. Sanshong, definitely wouldn't regard these two things as the same thing. I don't know how long it has been. Sanshong made such a decision. The main thing is that it is an idea. Run, run, run. It must be a rhythm of fleeing from here. No to allow the rest of the situation to occur, it must be to escape successfully, it is such a simple matter. Whoosh. Speeding up means fleeing. Can Sanshong run away like this? Pursue as soon as you accelerate. It must be to catch up with Sanshong, it must be to let Sanshong know the seriousness of this matter, certain things. 5 minutes passed. Fail. 10 minutes passed, advertisement. Unsuccessful. 15 minutes passed. We communicate in such a harmonious way, take out everyone's thoughts and demands, and take them out to make it clear. After making it clear, it is so easy to talk about and solve the problem. It is appropriate and inappropriate. Higashimura Sanshong watched the two men open their proposals. It's really hard to run away, it's not absolutely impossible to run away, it's just a bit difficult. Under such a somewhat difficult situation, let's just talk about it in a serious way, and let's talk clearly about the solution to the problem and solve the problem. It's just such an idea, clearly, of. Then, Xuan Che is very proud. No, Obito is the same here. The arrogant faces of these two people give people the feeling that they are quite similar to the appearance of underfighting, which makes people want to make a move when they look at it. Higashimura Sanshong told himself that calmness must be calmness. The more the other person has such a virtue, the more calmness he must be. It must not be led by the nose by the other person. It is such a simple thing, it must be. To calm down, that's what it's all about. Whizzing. These two people really don't say hello to you, they just come directly, they attack, they will hit you, and they hit you again and again. Whether you are happy or not is your business, and people worry about it. It's whether you can be beaten to death, that's it. In this way, this is a rhythm that drives you crazy. No, the state of Higashimura Sanshong is really very, very bad. What he hopes is the same as what he is presenting at this moment. No, that's not true, really. I want to talk to you, Higashimura Sanshong said to Xuan Che. Brush, this attack, come directly, you want to talk about it, don't you use this vocabulary very clearly? You want to talk about it? It's a matter of thinking, but you can't succeed if you want to. Then, why should you treat you as the same thing? Just to drive you crazy like this, to let you know how great, huh? Then, that's it, it is impossible to succeed. In terms of avoidance, people are also a good hand. If you think about it, you can't give it if you don't hit it, it's such a simple thing. If you think about it clearly, if you want to bloom on the bar, it must be blooming on the bar. It's so thorough and clear. Advertisement. Higashimura Sanshong's eyes locked on Obito. This damn bad thing is really coming again and again. This is what I thought, I understand, I must touch him. No, not allowed if the other party does something like this, he won't let the other party touch successfully. He must avoid the past. Avoiding Obito's attack while avoiding Xuan Che's attack like this way, it feels like it's easy to do, the big guy can come so hard for a while, it doesn't matter, it's okay. It's just such a feeling that I can bear it. Higashimura Sanshong's sordid look is indeed a bit annoying. In this kind of annoying situation, I'm not happy, really. What should I do? Duncan Sanshong stared at Xuan Che with his eyes, and when he looked for it, he would make a shot, and the shot would not be ambiguous. Without ambiguity, then a terrible attack power would be swept toward you. It is not rare for Xuan Che to respect the other party and treat each other as one thing. You didn't see it, boy. Actually, I want to communicate with you to solve the problem, communicate. Can you be sure to play him? Xuan Che pointed to the talking Higashimura Sanshong and asked Obito. Obito shook his head. If he touches Xuan Che, he can do it. If he can touch Xuan Che, he can also beg. But, the same, it is impossible for him to touch Xuan Che, and it is the same at this moment. As far as the current intelligence is concerned, he cannot touch the other party, so for now, impossible. Let's go, have a supper, don't care about it, Xuan Che said. Obito nodded, and the other party sent an invitation. He didn't dare to go. Is it appropriate? So, of course he is going to eat supper with the other party, right? These two people, just left like this. Higashimura Sanshong looked at the backs of these two people, and the brains were buzzing. This is just a serious emotion that makes people feel bad, unhappy. No, keep up. If you don't keep up with these two things like this, it feels simply uneasy. You don't know what the other party is plotting. You must lock the other party, definitely, to lock the opponent at such a moment, not to give the opponent a chance to show off. Chapter 278. Sit down. In fact, he had never thought that he was going to shoot at Sanshong Higashimura. As for Higashimura Sanshong, that followed the same two men sitting down. You come with us. Why, is this going to eat and drink? Please pay for your own food after a while, thank you. Even if I invite you to dinner, what kind of relationship does it have? It's one thing not to care about it, it's one thing not to do it. Higashimura Sanshong took out such a box from his body, and when the box opened, there are a lot of them, anyone, it can be used to pay for several meals. It's such an easy thing. At this moment, Higashimura Sanshong's eyes were staring at Xuan Che. Xuan Che is the same, looking straight in the other's direction, but looking at the goal. Follow us in the organization, this is nothing, if you are willing to follow, I will give you now, pay you in advance, 10 days of living expenses, do you want? The box was handed to Xuan Che. Xuan Che snorted, it is not unusual for him to talk to each other. Eat. Such food and drink, this is not, food and drink have caused disputes. In the direction of 7 o'clock, such a few people came over here, of course, not at Xuan Che and others. Drinking too much, the end result is no money, what should I do if there is no money? In a world like this, it's a simple thing to grab if you have no money. Here, Xuan Che and others are still in harmony. How is Akatsuki's life? Xuan Che looked at Obito and asked curiously. You also know that such an unseen organization has more places to spend money. How can it be possible to have a good life? One by one, it is simply immersed in making money, and even making money. It's a lifeless flower, bitter. Oh, how many meals can you eat a year for a barbecue like this? I have eaten this meal these years, and I don't know how many years it has been, huh? Obito nodded. It's better to go to Konoha, I'm from Konoha. Advertisement. Obito covered his mouth. What else do you cover? Why do you think I don't know that you are Obito? Do you think I don't know that you are from Uchiha? Is there anything to hide? Do you think I am one of them? What do I not know? I'll pinch and count, I'll know it in minutes, I'm a fortune teller. Then who in our shell organization do you know? At this moment, Donkin Sanshong looked at Xuan Che and asked. Xuan Che doesn't want to talk to each other, who is a serious Hokage fan watching the post? It might be good to know that there is a shell organization. Who knows who is in your shell organization? At most, when it was a bit hot at the beginning, Tenten pushed towards the headlines, and then I realized that someone might be Jiraiya, and later it might be the son of third generation, and then there was no more. I don't know what the ghosts are in the shell organization. I just know that this group of people is indeed more difficult to deal with than the Shao organization. They're just relatively low-key and don't want to go out and wander, so I gave the Shao organization a chance to show off. Otherwise, once the shell organization takes action, it will slam Nagato-san every minute. Talk, go away, don't want to see you, Xuan Che said. Donkin Sanshong's eyes were softly staring at Xuan Che. Do you feel it? The killing intent in this look? What is this? This is killing intent, it is killing intent. Every minute is to start the attack. It is all because of you. Once the power comes, kill you. What are you doing looking at me like this? Xuan Che asked. Don't do, like, willing, love, what's the matter, Attentens, is it so annoying to look at you? You're likable but not likable, Attentens? You keep making things like this, making me unhappy. Really, I killed you. Oh, such a thing, Xuan Che's lack of interest, it's the same thing to not treat the other party, it's up to you. Boom. With one foot, the table was overturned. It's not that these three people have turned their faces. These three people are running on each other at most, not to say that they are going to turn their faces, because they all know that they can't help each other, so the meaning of turning their faces is almost zero. Such a few people, so eye-catching, locked these three people. After being locked, this is a kind of preparation that is ready to take action at any time, at any time. Then, these three people looked at the goods that were staring at them indifferently, and didn't regard these goods as one thing, that's the same thing. Boy, you really made me very upset, very upset. Advertisement. The eldest brother in the lead pointed to this Xuan Che and said. Yes, I just want to make you very unhappy, I have to drive you crazy, don't you feel my threatening power? I just want to threaten you, you what can I do, huh? Youth, I thought about it this way, if you can, you really don't want to push me like this. The lead brother said to Xuan Che, oh, such a thing. Young man, be serious, oh, got it, Xuan Che nodded. Kill you. The eldest brother wanted to pretend to be a calf, and the other person looked at him so scared, and then, how good this thing is, it's like this, hello, everyone, it's finished, what's the result? The other party didn't give him such a chance to pretend to be a calf. What exactly did the other party want to do? What are you going to do? Damn it, go to hell, brush. This attack has already arrived, and it must be hit on the body under oath. Kick sideways, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. This feeling is really a hit in an instant. After such a hit, this feeling can't be better. In this way, I don't know how long it has been. Judging from the situation at this moment, this feeling is simply impossible to be pleasant. The eyes of the lead brother stared at Xuan Che intently. It can only be staring at it with such an eye-catching sight. Judging from the situation at this moment, except for staring at it, it can't be anything, right? You are pressing me, the leader nodded. Boom. Xuan Che took the initiative to attack. With such a hit, he hit the leader, sitting on the ground, his brains were buzzing. It was such a feeling of disrespect for people, it was too much. Chapter 279. You, make me angry, alright, I got it, I said, you make me angry? Alright, I got it, you make me angry, oh, I see. Isn't Xuan Che's careless feeling irritating? That's so irritating. Is it maddening? Yes, that's how it makes people. It's crazy. If this continues, will it seriously affect people's emotions? It doesn't matter, it affects your emotions and not his. Of course he doesn't care, right? How you are affected is all your business. How indifferent he is, he never thought about putting you in this eye. Under the tingling of his brain, the hands of the leading brother are folded together. Look, this terrible chakra fluctuation has appeared. Look, this is really going to fight you. You really think he is as simple as it generally easy to deal with? You too underestimate him. He has never been simple. He is not a simple and fuel-efficient lamp, absolutely not. The result is that it doesn't matter what you do. It cares so much about you. It's really serious and I never thought it would be such a way to look at you more. It's such a situation. I tell you clearly, you are dead. The lead brother pointed at this damn Xuan Che and said. What about Xuan Che? Shrugged. What does it matter if he is so dead? Isn't it dead? I can think clearly, it's just going to be dead forever. What's wrong? It's Tentens. You are dead. Oh, I see, you are really dead. Kill you. Speed. Get up, attack. Get up, attack. Every time I spare no effort is to face the body, so I greet him. It is clear if you think it is necessary to beat you to a disability, it is necessary. Then what? If this goes on, it feels like a situation that keeps breaking down. Whether it's Xuan Che, Obito or Sanshong, this random one, Tusk, is desperate in this aspect of avoiding. It is such a terrible speed that will drive you crazy. The leader tells himself that as long as he persists, he will kill the other party sooner or later, as long as he persists. The issue of time, the other party will definitely die, this is for sure. He will drive the other party crazy, that is such a thing. Advertisement 10 minutes passed, look, 20 minutes have passed. The eldest brother has been insisting. In persevering, it is always failing. If you fail like this, it has never been possible to succeed, and if you fail so consistently, it will collapse. Big brother told himself, calm down. Boom. A palm hit the eldest brother's heart, calm down, so keep calm. How cool you want to be, how calm you want to be, you calm yours, people attack others. Boom. Come again. Bang, bang, keep going, come. I know I was wrong. Really? Why? You are so arrogant and want to engage in such endless disputes with me. Now, you know that you were wrong. Where did you know that you were wrong? Why do you know so many wrong places? You know so much wrong, is it appropriate? I really know I was wrong. Look, I really knew it was wrong again, and it made it look like it was fake just now. You are insincere at all and disappointing. Do you believe it or not, I strangled you? You keep going like this, it's impossible if I don't kill you. It doesn't matter if you are strangling to death, you really can be strangling to death any way you want. You must be strangling to death. I am optimistic about you. Juvenile, I gave you a chance, I gave myself a chance, why can't you give us all a chance? Why do you have to be so brave and prestigious? If you continue like this, it's not very good, you are too domineering. I've always been so overbearing, and if I don't change it, I've always wanted to go on like this, what's the matter? Xuan Che shrugged. Snapped, the leader snapped his fingers. In fact, I don't want to develop things like this. If you can negotiate a settlement with you, then you don't need to kill you. You can also be considered a talent, it's good for the organization to absorb you. In the future, collecting protection fees is a 100% success rate. It will never be 99% as it is today. Zero ask for flowers, very good, you are not giving face. Advertisement give you a face, you don't want it. Just at your point of being so arrogant, If you don't get rid of you, it is simply impossible, it is such a simple situation, can't you feel it? Can't tell? Is not it, in such a moment, such a charge, such a come? Such a tusk, toward the body, it is smashed up. It's really time and time again, so unambiguous as just smashed up. I feel that if this goes on, I'm afraid it's not a problem, really. Zero. Bang, bang. This feeling is really going on like this, not a problem. Obviously the big guy rushed towards this Xuan Che, and the result was that Xuan Che got close to this big brother again, and then, approaching you was not just for getting close, of course it was for attacking. This time an attack without any margin, of course it was so fierce and extremely hit. In this way, such a continuous hit, when is the end? The end? Therefore, we must find a way to completely solve the problem once and for all, definitely. Boom. A tuft of a tuft is another tuft of tufts. That feeling will not give you such a chance to distance yourself. Do you say that you are crazy? Even if you say that you are crazy, since it is you, people don't care, it doesn't matter, it will go on like this without scruples, and go on like this, tusk, crazy, right? I want to talk to you, with so many subordinates, this is not necessary. This is not what the leader of the elder brother wants to see. If these subordinates can really threaten each other, then it's okay. The key, then it is not threatening, it is too maddening, really. Ha. What are you going to do, don't you think, are you a bit too much? Ha. Damn it. The leader is going crazy, this is refusing to communicate, too much. NS. Chapter 280. 5 minutes passed, no. Xuan Che has been stuck in the throat of the leader, I won't deal with you, I won't let you go, and I won't communicate with you. Tell me, just keep going. How crazy are you going to be? It's crazy to keep you going like this all the time. I knew it was wrong, I got it. The eldest brother really wanted to cry out loud, How come he met such a guy and just abruptly developed the matter to such a point? The other party is too scared. Really, to see what I am and what I present at this moment, it is completely different. Xuan Ce let go of the opponent. Whoosh, a piercing arrow. Thousands of troops come to meet each other. Don't go, you are dead. You. Do you dare to provoke anyone? I know a person in charge among the exiled ninjas. This person in charge is my brother-in-law. It's also hard enough for you to survive in this chaotic world. Tisk 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 all the calculations and sacrifices of my sister. You. I am also a little bit speechless to not want to talk too much, this sense. You, don't be too aggressive. Everyone has a temper. I am the same. You have been messing around with me like this, driving me crazy and anxious. Do you think you have what good fruit is it like to eat? You don't want to keep making noise like this. I just keep making noise. What's the matter? I will go crazy. Then you commit suicide. You will commit suicide if you are crazy. I am looking at you here. It must be dead. I am optimistic about you. At this moment, Xuan Che spoke to the eldest brother. The eldest brother closed his eyes and told himself, calm down. The more the other person has such a virtue and such a kind of appearance, the more he must be calm, and he must not be forced to follow his nose by the other person. This is really inappropriate. Well, if you don't be led by the nose and be yourself, then the other party is really nothing. Since the other party is nothing, then, so ignore the other party. It's good. Advertisement I think it out clearly, and I understand it. It is necessary to do this operation, not to drive the other party crazy. It is simply impossible. Then, has there been any change? No, at this moment, Xuan Che's right hand was raised. The feeling that this golden right hand lifts up is simply to give you a dead end in an instant. Then I never thought that it would make you live well, that is, it is impossible for you not to drive you crazy, such a posture. Yes, not very scary? Are you scared and crying? Then, at this moment, this eldest brother is very frightened. Why is he not scared by himself? What the hell is the other party doing? Whizzing. Ninja in exile. Here comes. Among them are Konoha, San Shinobi Village, Tonin Village, and... Anyway, there are really many kinds of ninjas. It's all because of some reasons, so I just became an exile ninja, and that exile ninja is not the same thing as Renin. Ninja in exile, you don't want to do it anymore, you don't have to go through the formalities, forget it, just let you go, you can come back. After you complete the formalities, you can come back anytime you want. Betrayal, that's what I'm sorry for the village, and the village has to send out masters to hunt down several times. If they happen to meet you in normal times, they will never die and hunt you for the purpose. The combat effectiveness of these exiled ninjas is basically not strong. At this moment, the leading ninja walked in front of Xuan Che step by step, his right hand was on the hilt of the back, and his eyes were full of cold light. The most unprovoked side of myself, the one I don't care about is to show up. This ninja is called General Matsushita. General Matsushida's combat effectiveness can be counted as a Jonin if it is reluctantly counted. When he left the village, he was a Chunin. After that, he kept mixing up to the elite, and kept mixing up until Jonin. He personally felt that he had reached Jonin, even if he was killed. No normal Jonin, he is sure to kill the special Jonin, just like Moonlight Blast. Hey, the other party just can't see Moonlight Blast 0. General Matsushita stared at Xuan Che with his eyes. This man, he couldn't see any fighting power. Looking at the opponent, there was no interest. He said that he was threatened by the opponent. It's absolutely impossible. Things, the other party, be a shit. Advertisement just don't put the other party in the eyes, it's such a simple thing. Did you see that? My emotions are really very, very bad, I can see what this stuff is doing. Just to tell you, my emotions are really very, very bad, Oh, got it. Is it over if I know it? You have to apologize to me and promise to make me feel better. General Matsushita said. Brush, action, get it up. Xuan Che's figure, tusk, came close in an instant, and in an instant, it launched an attack on General Matsushita's body. Look, is it fast? At that moment, there was a feeling of dazzling, dancing again and again, hitting you with such a rhythm that you want to cry. Do you think people treat you as the same thing? No, it's not such a thing. People never thought about putting you in their eyes. It's such a simple thing. Boom. Hit the palm. This is just the beginning. If you keep hitting like this, then it feels like a rhythm to beat you to death and maimed. If you are maimed with such a purpose, so, your fate is really not going to be very good, there is a high probability that there is nowhere to go. I'm also a fighter. General Matsushita drew the knife directly. In an instant, it was dancing like a dazzling look. This time when attacking, it is desperate to beat you. It will definitely not let you have good fruit to eat, this is a 100% thing. At this moment, this is to let you know how scary people will be if they get up without being a human being. Tut, it will be so scary, not to drive you crazy as to kill you. Chapter 281. The dazzling defense, as a result, just stretched out 2 fingers in such a moment, so, this is to clamp the knife body. After clamping, this way the knife is controlled. Once the knife is under control, this right leg, tusk, instantly lift up, momentarily attack, momentarily show this terrifying power. This is one time after another, it is vomiting blood if you don't hit you, it's impossible, it's such a simple thing. However, judging from such a situation at this moment, it is impossible for someone to vomit blood, it is such a situation. People's ability to resist is very, very good. Well, they have 2 brushes. 5 minutes passed, it hurts, very, very painful. At this moment, General Matsushita couldn't feel much self-confidence. He felt that if this continued, the final feeling would really not be too good. This is obviously an aggressive guy. Damn, how did things develop like this? How could it be? Can it make people 09's emotions happy? I'm not very happy, it's for sure, really. Do you have to go so far too much? General Matsushita spoke. Such a talk can't be held up. If you can't hold it, you want to be soft. As for everyone, such a mutual respect for each other, this matter, so far, forget it, this is the idea of General Matsushita. It's just that this idea was exchanged for, that is Xuan Che's aggressive attack, tusk, time and time again, this is the feeling of sparing no effort, what do you think, is that what you think? No, it's not. You can only be so self-righteous, and you can go on so self-righteously. Really, you will not have a future to go. It's such a simple thing, you just broke down. Don't answer you, no, the knife was being sent up towards the General Matsushita's body a little bit. It can be seen that this is going to pierce your body directly at this moment. General Matsushita instantly let go of the hilt of the knife, weapon, no more, body shape, exploded retreat, and distanced himself from the opponent after such exploding retreat. This was caused by the opponent to make this look a bit solemn. There is a feeling that the other party is really not a simple ordinary goods, not a fuel-efficient lamp, tut. The other party is such a feeling that the other party is so good, great, huh. Then, look at Xuan Che again, it is not rare to treat this general as one thing, huh. Advertisement the general was just like that, his right hand was erected, and he punched him to clean up. Thousands of attack techniques, that is, group attack techniques, instantly spread towards Xuan Che's body, once, and again. It feels like you can't hit, I can hit, I can't hit, he can also hit, such a hit, tusk, must be the lore attack to succeed. Well, failure is not allowed, absolutely not allowed. 5 minutes, this is the blink of an eye, so it's over. It can be seen that in the past 5 minutes and 10 minutes, I am afraid that nothing will change. It's clear what I think, well, I must let you know what despair is, it's such a simple matter, leave it to you. Do you think it is not very good for you to continue like this? Who? Me? Do I think? I don't think. What do I think this thing does? I don't think, it's just such a situation. It really made me feel, it's seriously bad, do you know it? Huh? Do I need to know this stuff? I killed you, really? Huh? Do I need to know? Xuan Che looked at General Matsushita and asked. General Matsushita opened his mouth again and again just to talk with each other in harmony. As a result, it developed to this point, damn it, so many people, it is impossible to hit the attack on the other party, is the other party a loach? You 3 axes, I think it's the end of the round. At this moment, it's my turn. Since that's the case, I'm ready too, let's start the attack. After Xuan Che finished speaking, this figure jumped out with a swish. With such a rush out, this attack was unfolded in an instant. With this unfolding, do you think it's fun to make trouble with you? Not really, it is absolutely impossible not to drive you crazy with such an unfolding, absolutely. Advertisement so, this is to show the terrible attack power. Bang, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, look, judging from the situation at this moment, this attack hit these people so easily. You are already in exile, so you don't need to be merciful. Anyway, you are not the goods of any country, and you don't need to give your country face, so let's do it directly. Under such a situation, this seriously affects people's emotions. If you continue to feel this way, it must not be such a rhythm to drive people crazy. How could it be good, right? One after another, they kneel down like this, just kowtow. Sincerely, I never thought I was going to make you such a cruel attack. What are you doing? What did you say? I said, what are you doing? Huh? What's the matter? Xuan Che stirred up shit like that. I'm wrong. General Matsushita knelt on the ground and kowtowed. He asked the other party's intentions redundantly. Okay. It's straightforward, just kowtow to the other party and it's done. Well, it's such a simple thing. In this way, time and time again, the forehead is simply touching the ground. It is really such a feeling of kowtow with life. It is impossible to fight psychological warfare without bringing you this terrible trauma. A ninja, whether it was once or now, is a ninja village or an exile. Once it reaches such a point of kowtow, it is indeed very sad. Xuan Che got up and left. No, these people just bow their heads and dare not look at each other, no matter if the other person walks real or fake. At this moment, the solemn thing is that they don't look at each other and just glance at it, that's it. This is always kowtow. I hope the other party will go away, don't come back. Chapter 282. 10 days have passed. Today, Xuan Che received a mission. Going to explore a country. Recently, such a small country seems to be a bit uneasy. However, ordinary ninjas can't sneak in either. Only Xuan Che's level can sneak in. Then go check it out. No, I'm going out. As soon as I came out of the ninja village, I saw a person, this person, that is, I found Hinata in the ninja village. This is to find Xuan Che to settle the account. After the seating is finished, you can go, but this does not hinder her. The same can come to you and settle accounts with you. What about the future? What about loving each other? I'm going out to perform a mission. What task? Where to go? The ninja goes back and forth, going to the country of iron. Oh, can you get in then? Sneak into. It's so troublesome to sneak in. You just follow me and you won't be able to get in. We cooperate with the Iron State, and we can get in easily, Hinata nodded. I didn't expect Hinata to have such privileges. If that's okay, let's go with the other party. Came to the Iron Country in Mighty. Once you came in, it was such a town. In the town, there are so many good food, drink and fun. Lascivious, that's a lot. Such a young master, such a locked Hinata. One look at Hinata, it means that what comes from the heart is it's just irresponsible. The young master's eyes locked Hinata straightly, and then walked over step by step. He showed the most handsome side of himself, and then, it was toward Hinata to greet him. In this way, Hinata passed by. This feeling is simply ignoring you, and it simply doesn't treat you as the same thing. So, this is a serious matter and doesn't put you in the eyes. It's annoying and not annoying. I can't bear it, I don't need to bear it anymore. There really is nothing I can't do. Brush. This time, the young master blocked Hinata with anger, with a pair of eyes, which stared at Hinata like a fire breathing. This time, this Xuan Che stretched out his hand and pulled the opponent aside. Advertisement because the bones are too weak, this is not, I just sat on the ground, and then, no matter how you look at it, the situation is very bad. The young master's eyes stared at Hinata. This man, this is to indulge his subordinates to shoot at him like this. This is to let him show this decisive side of killing, isn't it? Once he started, it was really scary. I want to communicate with you so well. Well, it's communication, that's what it is. Oh, such a thing. Yes, I want to communicate with you, that's what it's all about. I don't want to communicate with you. This is Xuan Che's answer. I killed you, believe it or not. The young master pointed to Xuan Che and drank. Whatever, come here, you kill me. Do you think it's rare for me to treat you as the same thing? He, it's like shit, smelly shit. I'm not stinky shit, no. Then you are shit. Are you going to force me to death? That's not it, don't worry, it's not worth it to kill you. You are dead. Xuan Che nodded. What else does the young master want to say? The attack from others has already come, and the attack from others has been close to him in an instant, and then, just like this, the attack is greeted at his body in such a 3 and 5 2-way, and then, tisk-tut, this result is really predictable. Bang, bang. The constant slaps finally found the reason, and when the reason was found, this terrible power was revealed, and then, it made you feel like vomiting blood. Can you have good biscuits? I'm afraid you are thinking too much. I want to talk to you, you are crazy, really? Master drank. Boom. A palm fell on the young master again, hitting the young master sitting on the ground. The young master is really stuffy in his chest and buzzing in his brain. He told himself that he must be calm. Well, he can't be led by the nose by the other person, as long as he doesn't treat the other person as one thing, the other party, nothing, it's such a simple thing. Boom. The slap was hit on the young master's shoulder again. This telling could only be a hit on the shoulder. Advertisement. The young master rolled on the spot and got up. His chest hurts, shoulders hurt, and it hurts everywhere. This feeling is not pleasant or very good. No, it's absolutely not allowed to allow this kind of situation to continue to develop, really. Then what, are people looking at you right? No. How could people look at you directly? How arrogant they are, then it is impossible to have you. Take care of you. The young master closed his eyes, and he told himself, don't care, really can't care about this little b********************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** Boom. The palm hit the young master's body. Backquote, how come you did a sneak attack? You are a bit too much. What a little bit, I'm very excessive. What are you doing so excessively? As a human being, you must be so low-key, talk as you can, too arrogant, it's really bad and inappropriate, don't you know? I don't know, what do I know about this stuff? I'm such a crazy person, would I know about this stuff? You also worry too much, think about some impossible things. Xuan Che shrugged. Is it Zhao? Don't do this, okay, I am very sincere and want to communicate with you so well to see what kind of misunderstanding is this. If you misunderstand, just say it clearly. It's not clear. Well, this is a very big misunderstanding. The misunderstanding must be to separate life and death. You die, I live, what a simple thing. I am upset. I just need to be happy. If you are happy or not, I don't care very much, didn't you see it? Kill you, oh, I see, brush, master, run away. At this moment, the young master really escaped in an instant. As long as he can leave here, the other party is definitely dead. He swears that he must send the other party to a dead end. It's such a simple thing, the other party is dead. In fact, Xuan Che is not rare at all. Chapter 283. After 10 minutes passed, Xuan Che had simply forgotten that the young master's number 1 existed. In his vision and skills, there would be no young master. However, 10 minutes was enough time for the young master to come back with someone. Look, at this moment, the young master is back, with a samurai by his side. The country of iron is amazing. This country relied on the already eliminated warriors to protect the country abruptly. Well, it's not so easy to break it, that's it. These samurai are very, very powerful. Judging from the situation at this moment, this samurai really locked this Xuan Che. At any time, it was such a rhythm to beat the opponent into a brain-damaged treasure. You are a shit, I said it. At this moment, the young master pointed to this Xuan Che and said. Boom. A palm hit the young master's body. This is the beginning. After that, the second slap, come again. Boom. The third time, come again. You damn it, don't you think of me as the same thing? You think of me as such a rhythm of the air. You have a feeling of wanting to die. You know I do not know. At this moment, the warrior yelled at Xuan Che. Huh? Do I need to treat you as the same thing? Xuan Che looked at each other and asked. This very sincere feeling is a serious, sincerely not treating the other party as a threat. This is the feeling of not treating the other party as a human being. Kang. The knife is already pulled out. The feeling of pulling out the scabbard is really cold and shining, and it looks like it is not simple. Brush, brush, attack, here comes, again and again, unambiguously comes. Time and time again, it is really coming towards the body. It can be seen that if you go on and on like this, it will pierce you. This is the purpose of others. It is impossible not to send you to death without a corpse. This is the katana. Ichi cut. Time and time again, this is the feeling that the Moonlight Blaster killer has been cut out. Advertisement, it's completely locked, you won't give you such an operation to avoid it. So, is it really impossible to avoid it? No, it's not. At least, as far as Xuan Che is concerned, he avoided the past time and time again. With Xuan Che's expression, he stared at the other side indifferently, to see if the other party could come out of the game. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, look, 20 minutes have really passed. Judging from such a situation at this moment, it feels like nothing has changed in an hour, but the samurai is exhausted and it is almost panting. People just keep avoiding, that is avoiding your attack and giving you a feeling that there is simply no way to hit. How could this be? God, this situation is so maddening. It's boring to avoid it all the time, come with you seriously. At this moment, Xuan Che just pulled the knife out. As soon as the black knives appeared, this not easy feeling came out. You can see that Xuan Che is not a simple, fuel-efficient lamp. Xuan Che's eyes locked on Tiazi Asan like a radar. Tetsuko Asan, that's the name of this samurai, brush. Coming. That has locked you down, of course it is about to launch an attack, right? Once, twice. This is the feeling that I've been typing out again and again faster than you. Ding, ding. Tizi's defensive power is not a vegetarian, he resisted the attacks time and time again. He definitely did not allow the opponent to continue like this. No, it's such a simple matter. Ding, come again. Seeing such a posture, such a feeling, really, this is such a feeling of pressing down on this Iron Man-Asan to attack. Really think it out clearly, if you don't beat you to vomit blood, then it's impossible. I'm telling you, I'm not very happy anymore, no, I'm really, very, very upset. If you keep going like this, the end result is that you won't die, it's simply impossible, I said. Advertisement, if you think too much, I won't die. Yes, you will die, trust me. I believe what you are doing, I believe you are useless. I said you will die, then you will die, you will die. Brush. With a knife, he directly greeted Tizi's Asan and said that he would die, then let the other party know who died in the situation at this moment, Tentens. So fast, it can only be used for absolute defense. Brush, brush, absolute defense, with offense as defense, that's it, unfolded. Tiazi Asan's knives danced in such a random manner, directly building a wall. No matter where you attacked from, in the end, it will be resisted by his attack. This is a 100% thing. You can keep crying like this, and in the end, it will be a situation like this, 100% of the thing. Tiazi Asan's eyes locked on this person, and that would definitely not allow this person's attack to hit him. It was such a simple matter. 5 minutes passed. Ding, ding, it feels like it can be resisted for another 5 minutes. The resistance is based on physical strength, but at this moment Tiazi Asan has been seriously consumed with physical strength. It feels like this continues, it really won't be a good fruit. This is 100%, sure thing. Tizi's eyes locked Xuan Che, he hoped that the other party really didn't want to be so unpleasant forever, it's not appropriate. Then, Xuan Che, that's it, it's always going to be annoying. Brush. Burst back. I can't resist it anymore, I can only retreat and get away from the opponent. Such an offensive feel like a rainbow, and the opponent doesn't mean the slightest tiredness, but at this moment, Tiazi Asan really can't hold it anymore. Continuing to resist this way, there will be mistakes, and if there are mistakes, there will be a possibility of being exploited by the other party. Then, tusk, under one blow. Will he still have the life to see his goddess? No more? It must be to live, a certain thing. But the idea is good, but, under this flying thunder god slash. Nothing. Flying thunder god slash, brush. In an instant, the knife came directly. As soon as it came, it was sent directly towards the heart's nest. Chapter 284. Tizi's eyes locked Xuan Che. Similarly, Xuan Che also locked Tiazi Asan. Judging from the situation at this moment, if this continues, it feels like it's impossible to be better. As for the tip of the knife, it has touched the flesh and penetrated a little bit. This is because Xuan Che didn't think about the killer. It was purely because Xuan Che's men were merciful. Everyone can tell that if it weren't for the mercy of Xuan Che's men, Tiazi Asan just died, there is no suspense. Judging from the situation at this moment, this time, it was simply because of Xuan Che's relationship. It was humiliated to Tiazi Asan. This last time, I used this feeling to humiliate Tiazi. A3. No, you can't let the other party go on like this. It's not allowed. The other party is really too annoying. You must drive the other party crazy. What are you doing looking at me like this? Are you crazy or something? I will ask you if you are crazy. Come, tell me. I'm not. I just see if you are afraid of death or not afraid of death. You see, you are in such a situation at this moment. Tisk. How desperate, you are because of death, and the hard thing is to make it so. A kind of look, cheap, pretty cheap, just like you. Don't insult me. No, you want it. Then, the knife was hard, and it dived into the flesh. Okay, you insult. I won't say anything, okay? You can insult me. You can insult as much as you want. I really don't say a word now. I'm wrong, okay? Okay. You're alright, okay? I'm so embarrassed. How could Asan mix up like this? It's all because of Master, it's okay just like to offend people. This is to offend a not so simple person. In the end, it develops the situation to such an irreversible level. This is simply crazy, and people really don't know what to say. After all, it makes people feel very, very speechless. Then, after such a stalemate, I don't know how to operate it. This feeling is very bad. In this very bad situation, I don't know what to do. Talk about it. You kneel down, you insulted me again. Advertisement, you want to talk about it, and the condition for the talk is that you kneel down and I will give you a chance. If you are unwilling to accept it, that is something that you are unwilling to accept. How can it be such an insult to you? What? I'm a condition like this. I'm unswerving and will not change. What's the problem? Come and tell me. You just insulted me. Asan also got a muscle. The other party, that is an insult. An insult. Nothing wrong. It's just chanting. It doesn't matter. I just insulted you. What's wrong? Is there any problem? You are dead. Oh, I see. Xuan Che nodded. That kind of light and windy feeling. That kind of feeling that doesn't treat you as the same thing. That kind of seriousness is a kind of feeling that doesn't look at you directly. Isn't it crazy? Yes, that's it. Just want you to be crazy. Don't be crazy. He is so meaningless. Asan closed his eyes and kill him. Pull the knife out. Xuan Che left. Isn't it irritating? When you thought he was going to be cruel to you, he just left with such carelessness. I didn't see the slightest feeling that he was going to cruel you. So, this I'm gone. It's simply impossible if you don't force you to be crazy. It's just such a situation. Asan first covered his wound, and then, staring at Xuan Che's back with such a pair of eyes, he told himself, calm down, you must calm down, really don't think too much of such a feeling, don't follow the other person. Then what? The results of it, is there any change? Isn't it rare to take care of you if they leave like this? When people leave like this, tusk, that arrogant feeling does not drive you crazy, is it possible? Just want to drive crazy with such a rhythm with you, what is it, a tentens? Asan told herself, close your eyes and don't think about each other. Zero ask for flowers advertisement. Don't think about walking. When you close your eyes, the other person insults him. Very good, he must report the situation and let Xuan be the master. The other party is dead, absolutely dead. That's it. Time flies. I don't know how long it has been. No, this Hinata's beautiful eyes stared directly at this Xuan Che, and the other party, what is it for? From the time of arrival to the present, the other party has not shown any intention to come. This is really a bit embarrassing. The other party just came over and wandered or what? It's so unintelligible, really. At this moment, Hinata decided to ask if the other party had a mission. Arrive, 0. Huh? What? A place to stay. Xuan Che said. You can't wait so much. I've already bred a new hope. Are you still attacking me? I have a guard beside me, or else. The guard will you play first? Okay. Xuan Che nodded. Hinata's hands clenched tightly, making a crunching sound, and in his eyes, it was just staring at the other person like fire. Any woman doesn't want her man to have 3 wives and 4 concubines. The best thing is that she can only have a daughter-in-law, and that is herself. Otherwise, wouldn't it be Tenten who kept the vacancy? This situation is such a situation. A man can find 3 wives and 4 concubines, which means that when looking for the second one, he is tired of the first one, and when he finds the third one, he is tired of the second one. The ones that have been eliminated before will basically not be used. However, Hinata doesn't want this guy to completely stop using himself. Don't accept it, absolutely don't accept it. It is said that there are guards, and the guards can let the other party play a game. That is a temptation. How can it be from the sincerity? How can the other party think that he is really sincere and want to use the guard for the other party? Just kidding, do serious things, Xuan Che said. Hinata didn't believe it. The other party definitely wanted to move her guard, for sure. What a joke, it's because it's impossible to succeed in getting yourself down the stairs, NS. Chapter 285 Destination, here it is, 3rd floor. It is the highest floor of the inn. When I got here, I looked around. No, I saw a dozen people who were training. No, a dozen people were training to fight each other. The injuries on their bodies looked like young and old. This is actual combat training. The eyes of a man instantly looked in the direction of this Xuan Che. And, Xuan Che, that is also looking at each other neither humble nor humble. Man, just walk towards this inn. The entrance of the inn. Abing's eyes stared at Xuan Che who had just walked out. Xuan Che, that is a look that is neither humble nor overbearing. This look, that look is a trace of seriousness regarding the other party is the same thing. There is no such a feeling. The other party shot, he will also shot. The other party showed this terrible power, and he would also show this terrible power. The other party can do whatever he wants, and he will definitely not treat the other party as the same thing. The other party now, this is staring at Xuan Che eagerly. Xuan Che, the same, is staring at the other side with such stern eyes. With the look in his eyes, it is absolutely not a disadvantage. Kang. The knife was pulled out. Xuan Che shrugged, but just pulled out the knife. It doesn't matter, no matter how many of you just pull it out, it's not uncommon for me to treat you as the same thing. Brush. The knife danced. This time it was such a feeling again. Do you think it was just to scare you? No, it's not such a thing. It's this moment, it's just to send you to a dead end. It's such a situation. In this way, this is a serious threat to Xuan Che. Bing felt that he should be threatened. However, no matter how you look at it, it seems, on Xuan Che's face that there is such a feeling that you don't care at all. Is it pretending to be calm? Being felt, the other party was pretending to be calm, but in fact the other party was scared to death, but just didn't want to show it, that's what it's all about. Xuan Che smiled. Is that a normal smile? Advertisement? A mocking smile. This smile, is that ordinary? Doesn't it treat you as the same thing? It's quite not treating you as the same thing. Bing is really angry. What the hell is this person doing? Can it be better? This is a clear idea to be like this, right? Don't be afraid of knives anymore. He is not afraid to attack, right? Okay. Then he launched an attack. Brush. Bing's attack unfolded, with this strong wind, with the feeling of lore, and so, it came under a vow. In this way, one after another is to face the body and greet them. I can see that this is a good idea, and it must be to bring you an extraordinary sensory feeling. I want to let you know that some people, once they become fierce, tisk tisk, it is simply very scary, look like. Then, just like that, he avoided the past, dodging once. Evasion for the second time. When talking about avoiding, Xuan Che is definitely a first-class master. This is what I think is clear. Well, I definitely won't put Bing in his eyes. Bing's mood is a bit not so good. This person, this is not to give him a chance to hit him and not to fight him like this. Then, what is the meaning of this? How good is the other party? Can it be better? The black knife is out of its sheath. Look, the feeling of holding it tightly in the palm of Xuan Che's hand, that is, the aura of the Murder King is coming out in an instant. Bing told herself, calm down, don't be frightened by the other party. Where is this and where? Are you scared by the opponent before you even start fighting? This is absolutely not allowed, it's too shameful. Brush, action, get it up, he greeted this Bing again and again. Originally, people were observing from upstairs. If you are looking for trouble, you are simply looking for death. If you are looking for death, how can people let you go so easily, right? Just like this moment, people's attack, it's simply a feeling that there is no room left for you to completely submerge you in such a tone. A serious one is that I never thought of treating you as a person. A dish is such an irritating look. Then there is no more. Then, resist it. Ding, ding, ding. Advertisement once, twice, repeatedly. So, countless times of resistance. This is a very clear idea, it must be such a constant resistance. It is not unusual to give you such a feeling in the eyes. This is 100% okay zero. Bing's eyes stared at the opponent's attack trajectory, and it went smoothly. If it went on smoothly, the other party would have nothing to do with him in the end. This is a 100% thing. Do you think that you have always been so unlikable? Is it really inappropriate? I don't think so. What do I think this stuff is for? I'm quite suitable. Okay, come and talk to me like this, right? Flying Thunder God slash. At this moment, this moment is a feeling that it must be hit. Under the oath, such a moment, it is directly swept out. What is this? This is Flying Thunder God slash. It is really a terrible attack that must send you on the road. It's really a scary blow. Snapped. Put your hands together and clamp it. It's just clamped easily. This is the beginning. After that, it was just kicking sideways to Xuan Che's body and greeted him. The knife was stuck tightly, and it didn't let go at all. The attack on this leg came in an instant as if it had a script. How could it be a failure? A 100% successful attack, which is 100% meant to bring you despair, is such a scary feeling. What's it? At this moment, this second, the feeling that Xuan Che's eyes are filled with femininity is simply impossible. In an instant, under the Flying Thunder God, Xuan Che disappeared without a trace behind Bing. After arriving, the slaps were directed at Bing's body again, and they hit him so hard. Boom, hit, bang, bang, hit multiple times. Bing was beaten to vomit blood, but when he rolled on the spot, he moved away from Xuan Che. His bones stood still and entered the fighting mode. The double swords were also tightly held in the palms of his hands at any time. They are all ready to dance. At this moment, Bing has completely locked Xuan Che. Chapter 286. Does Xuan Che treat Bing as the same thing? Isn't it locked? Then lock in. What does it matter if you keep locked in? It can be seen that you are trash. Such a trash locks a person. Basically, the look in your eyes frightens people. There will be no change in the look in your eyes. Brush. In an instant, the shape of Bing's body retreats explodingly, so he retreats so sharply. This is to distance himself from you, so far away. Tusk. This is unswerving, it means revenge. Retaliation. It will not be now, it will not be night, it will only be in the near future. Once it is revenge, tut. Sure, it will bring you despair, it's such a simple thing. Judging from such a situation at this moment, it really takes minutes to drive you crazy. Then, 10 minutes or so, that's all gone. Does Xuan Che mean that he wants to chase? You go, your choice, your decision. Since it's your choice and your decision, it's not uncommon for people to take care of you. 09. You love to walk or not, it's not uncommon to treat you wherever you want to go. It's such an irritating one. Kind of operation. This really seriously affected Bing's mood. What kind of feeling does that look like? It feels like not treating you as one thing and not putting you in your eyes. This is too much. Bing told herself that this matter is really not finished. It must be such a revenge. The other party will definitely be so arrogant for the other party. In the end, it will be a very painful price. The other party is really dead. Dead. Settle down. No, this is coming out of the inn. Find something to eat. If it is looking for something to eat, basically, the first choice is ramen. Dongying's ramen is simply the world's civilization, but it's not pulled out noodles, but pulled out noodles, just like the craftsmanship in Lanzhou. It's simply delicious. This noodle is very, very strong. Such a feeling. At this moment, these people were in a ramen restaurant and sat down. The boss lady is a very talkative person. Advertisement. Really talk about everything. Have you married? The lady boss looked at Xuan Che and asked. It's just that among this group of people, so many glances at Xuan Che, the lady boss feels that this person, this is used to be a son-in-law, is very, very good. The family is such a big industry still needs someone to inherit. This person will inherit it. It's a great feeling. Well, let the other party inherit it. Ignore each other. Eat noodle. Eating like this. This proprietress doesn't leave. She always feels like she's not part of the ghost, staring at you like this. Isn't she crazy? Is the brain buzzing? That's right. It's just to drive you crazy and make your mind buzzing. I don't care about you so much. If you are firm, you will definitely not change it. Well, that's it. The eyes of the lady boss kept locked on Xuan Che. Can you not look at me like this? I just want to eat 10,000 ramen so quietly. Is it so difficult? Yes, it's so difficult. Are you married? Asked the boss again. This divine chattering is almost like something wrong. This makes Xuan Che a little speechless. This person, what is wrong with this person? What is this really going to do? The other party kept doing this because it really caused a lot of trouble. Really, it's impossible for the other party to be like this. Regardless of whether Xuan Che is married or unmarried, it is his own business. Is it a penny relationship with the other party or what? Such an operation by the other party is really inappropriate. Inappropriate. What he hopes is for the other party to be more serious. Don't just keep getting nervous like this, it's really bad. Are you married? Come again. The soul asks questions, you don't answer again and again. People, it is to ask again and again. If you keep not answering like this, people, you still have to keep asking like this. Are you answering? It is not important. What is important is that people must keep asking like this. So, you have to answer. Advertisement. If you are really firm and do not answer this idea, people are also firm. This idea must be smashed with you to the end. If people smashed with you to the end, is this what you would like to see? No, right? So if it's not, then just answer the other party so honestly. I don't fit you, I don't want you and me. My daughter wants to have a figure and a good looks. You are suitable for her, and this industry will be hers from now on. As long as you want her, after this industry it's all yours. Tut tut. It's just a feeling of worrying about food and clothing. Good, so beautiful, I agree. I don't want to eat soft rice. You can fight on your own, make the industry bigger and stronger, and give you a starting point. Said the boss. That's how I thought about it. You really don't wander around in front of me. I really don't like it. It doesn't matter if you don't like me. I am your mother-in-law. You don't have to like me. It's fine if you like my girl. My girl is great. The lady boss gave Xuan Che a thumbs up. Xuan Che's brain hurts, and the other party doesn't know which of the tendons is wrong, so it's just arguing with him. What kind of things have reached a point where they can't be discussed? It can be seen that the other party, his nerves are obviously unstable. It's irritable, it's really irritable. No, a pretty figure arrived. Girl, look, this is the husband I found for you. It is very good in all aspects. In all aspects, this is an excellent man. The lady boss said to the visitor. The beautiful eyes of the coming person, staring at Xuan Che so straightly, can be the man whom his mother Sang was admired. That is indeed a very good man, because mother Sang has never it's a man who has seen anyone. At this moment, the more this girl looked at Xuan Che, the more she liked it. Hello, I have oil sesame seeds. Well, hello, goodbye. Xuan Che wanted to walk. Chapter 287 Brush. Yumazi's figure swayed directly in front of Xuan Che, so, his hands opened. What kind of situation is this fiancé going to leave at this moment? Since it is the fiancé, whether he can leave, it is not the other party's decision. It is her. However, she just won't let the other person go. What's the matter? You can't just block the place where you are, and it simply doesn't give you such a possibility in the past. This is really a situation that makes people a little melancholy, and the mood is seriously bad. If it's not good, you have to find a way to become better, right? So, at this moment, Xuan Che decided to communicate with the other party. Yumazi, here I am. A man arrives. Have you been pestering me? It's not good to be seen by my fiancé. Look, he has already seen it. Yumazi asked at the visitor. Peninsula's eyes stared at Xuan Che. It was obvious that this person is the fiancé, right? It doesn't matter if it's the fiancé. If the fiancé is killed, then the fiancé does not exist. Well, it's such a simple thing. Therefore, at this moment, the peninsula has already figured it out clearly. In such a troubled world, it is like this. Whoever has a big fist is the last word, and whoever has a big fist is the last word. At this moment, the knife was really abrupt and directly greeted Xuan Che's body, not to fail, but to hit. Once the attack is successful, tusk, it will directly send the opponent to a dead end. It is such a simple matter. It's not as simple and easy to deal with as you think, it's just such a situation. The attack has already arrived. Xuan Che's eyes were staring at the peninsula. This guy. This attack has already come with a vow. Oh, it's not easy. Sweep towards the body. Failed. The attack was avoided by Xuan Che. Advertisement. The first tentative attack does not matter if it succeeds or not. Mainly, that is the second time. The second time, attack, come again. I really vowed to pierce my body. Do you think it's just doing it? No, it's not such a thing. This is an attack that must be hit. It is necessary to send you to a dead end, that's it. Then, this time, it was just a failure. How could it be possible to succeed? The third time, the fourth time, the fifth time. This is simply a bargaining with you. If you fail to succeed once, then several times. Several attacks must be successful once. Once you succeed, your end is just one word, death. That's how to operate for killing you. That's how you must be sent to a dead end. That's how you think about how to deal with you. It won't make you feel better. The idea, that's good. The actual situation is that several times of coming in exchange for several times of failures, you can continue like this, always, that is, it is just a failure. The peninsula's eyes were filled with indifference and looked at Xuan Che. How could this be? This damn, it's just too much more difficult to deal with than he thought. This guy, this made him really real. It's not so happy. Do you feel it? I'm not happy, the peninsula said to Xuan Che. Xuan Che shrugged. If you are happy or not, you have to tell me. It's like when I care about whether you are happy or unhappy. You have a share of the waste. Really because of you, I am very upset, unswervingly, that is to carry this upset to the end, do you know that? Oh, too. Who is going to be so nervous with you? I am so serious about giving you a chance. What about you? What are you doing? I will ask you, what are you doing? Can you still be happy or not happy? Come to play. You go on like this, I can't wait to make you die, do you know? Alright, I got it, Xuan Che nodded. Come out, singled out. Advertisement Peninsula-kun pointed at Xuan Che and drank. Who has never heard of his Peninsula-kun's name? Where's the other party? It's like he's never heard of it. It's just like he didn't treat him as the same thing, and he wouldn't allow the other party to go on like this. It's absolutely not allowed. Then, Xuan Che just walked out. Peninsula-kun's eyes locked Xuan Che. Forcing him to use a super invincible, terrifying trick, right? Must be like this, right? Haven't you felt this terrible side of him? If this shows power, it must be such a rhythm that will kill you, it's all. The results of it, it's up to you. They looked at Peninsula-kun like a facial paralysis. Peninsula-kun's hands are sealed, put together, and shout. Fire style. Snapped. A bamboo sword hit the Peninsula-kun's wrist. This moment is a blow like this, the next second is to cut off your claws. This is the country of iron. Here, it is absolutely forbidden to use ninjutsu. It is not because they do not accept this, and it is not pleasing to the eye, so it is forbidden, but here is not allowed to appear such destructive power is extremely strong. The attack method destroyed this big guy's house or something, that's it. At this moment, Peninsula-kun's eyes were staring at each other. I'm the sheriff here, Teetsy's Law and Order. Well, you can have the power to investigate, and you can even fight back against me. Come, hit me, and let me see how powerful you are. Let me feel, please, that you are not a human side. Really, I'm waiting to see. No, this Teetsy's Law and Order is simply quite rampant. Then use some normal tricks. At this moment, this peninsula with a decision-kun is instantly drawn from his body, the assassination technique. Brush. In an instant, Peninsula-kun's figure jumped out, and the assassination technique was also launched at this moment. Once, twice, 3 times. It's really a sword, light and sword shadow. The feeling of being born in the wind is showing up, covering this damn Xuan Che's body. It must be the feeling of submerging Xuan Che in it. Such an operation that does not give the other party good fruit. The idea is really good, that is, in actual operation, it is quite unsatisfactory. It is not so easy to be successful, and it is not a little bit crazy to make people crazy. Chapter 288. Once, avoiding the past, also avoided for the second time. Brush, there is no end, the end is coming. After that, I kept coming and going again and again, avoiding the past again and again. You can see the feeling of avoiding it all the time, it is simply that it will not give you such a possibility of hitting. I am upset. At this moment, the Peninsula-kun drank to Xuan Che. Flying Thunder God Slash. At this moment, Xuan Che's black knife was already in front of Peninsula-kun. Look, the tip of this knife has touched Peninsula-kun's skin. It can pierce this body at any time. Do you think that when people are having fun with you? No, they have never thought of just having fun with you. People, that's the real thing. As long as you keep crying, tusk, this blow, this is directly going to pierce your body and make you really immortal, it's impossible. At this moment, it gave people a sense of being directly threatened with life, and it was very maddening. You, let me down. Well, I got it. This is not something that I know, this is something that you let me down. I said I got it, it's that simple, ha, do whatever you want. Are you ignorant? What are you doing? I said I know. Well, it turned out to be so, what should I do now? Peninsula-kun looked at Xuan Che and asked. Xuan Che shrugged, who knows, what do you want to do? Do what you want, do whatever you want, it's not uncommon to say anything about you, what you want to do is your freedom, that's such a simple thing. I'm a little flustered, your kind of indifferent posture is a little frustrating. Are you ready to die? No, what am I doing with such preparations? Isn't it good for me to live such a happy and healthy life? Advertisement, no, well, it's better for you to be prepared for death, trust me. I still want to live, really, no, you are not suitable for living, death is more suitable for you. Xuan Che nodded. Peninsula-kun clenched his hands tightly. This person is aggressive. This person is very excessive. What is this person doing? Is he so irritating? Looking at each other, I just can't help but look very angry. One hard. People, that is indeed a threat to your capital. As long as they think about it, every minute can make you completely ruined. It's such a situation, don't care about you so much, huh? Boy, I know I was wrong, really. That was not the case just now, it was very awkward just now, bluffing, showing off your majesty, at this moment, you were like this again? You simply disappointed me, really. I really know that I was wrong, I don't dare anymore. I hope that you can give me such a chance, so far, to settle it through peace talks, don't keep going like this, it's not appropriate. Let's go on like this forever, it's not appropriate. Appropriate, very appropriate, such a chat, this is simply not giving a chance, and there is simply no way to chat. Isn't this a feeling of driving someone crazy? Peninsula-kun told himself, you must not worry, the other party just wants to lead you by the nose, you must not be fooled. Well, the more the other party thinks about it, the less he can let the other party do that. It must be done to contain the other party's possibility of success. That's it, ignore you say irritating but not irritating. Peninsula-kun just closed his eyes. At this moment, Xuan Che is gone. Why bother with each other? You Mazi keep up. Well, this lady, you have a good figure and good looks, and you have a very good family background, so you can find a man anywhere. Xuan Che said to Yumazi, he felt that he should make it clear to the other party. I am looking for you, I have a woman, look, this is my wife. Xuan Che pointed towards Hinata. Stop, want me? Advertisement, Yumazi said. Hinata's palm was slammed on Yumazi's body. This guy, this is playing shameless with yourself, isn't it? This is not knowing life and death, right? Good. Then just be more direct, and be more direct. Under such a situation, this is a complete ruin, and that's what it's all about. Leave it to you, time flies, 20 minutes, that's over. Judging from the situation at this moment, this guy is simply very smart. No matter how Hinata attacked, it is easy, simple, and unwavering to avoid the attack in the past, so how can you care about it? You are afraid of thinking too much of such a feeling. Time flies, 20 minutes pass like this again. It can be seen that Hinata is a very persistent person. She looked for Xuan Che. She looked for it. She looked for such a thing, and she also looked for it. After that, the opponent's fate, that's just one word, die. Immortality is simply impossible. It's impossible to have such a rhythm of eating good biscuits. You can still take care of you. Do you think too much? Boom. Look, it was finally hit, but people took the initiative to head on with you. Bang, it's evenly matched, and this strength is almost the same. Hinata's eyes were extremely cold. This guy, like this, was tied with her. This feeling was simply very shameless, because the other party was tied with her, and she was in a very bad mood. What are you doing looking at me like this? Xuan Che looked at Hinata and asked. Like it? Hinata nodded. Your enemy is her. Xuan Che pointed to Yumazi and said. Why do women embarrass women? Maybe they are sisters in the future. At such a time, if the child is killed and the child is killed, what should I do? No. Hinata shook her head. Hinata's meaning is already very clear, she firmly believes in this idea, and she will definitely not continue to fight with this person. Yumazi touched his chin. There was a lot of information. The other party was pregnant. It was not so easy to abandon. Chapter 289. 5 minutes passed. Hinata's eyes were staring at the oil pockmark like a radar, and she waited for the other party's reply. Although she didn't ask anything, she knew that the other party should know what she meant. Hello sister, I am Yumazi, I am glad to meet you. Yumazi smiled at Hinata. In this way, the two girls reconciled. Everyone, come shopping so harmoniously. No, I just wandered around. This body shape blocked everyone's path. To be precise, it blocked Xuan Che's path. He came for Xuan Che. These two he will not stop the girl from continuing to go. At this moment, the man just stared at Xuan Che. What are you doing? The purpose of your arrival is not just to linger in the Iron Kingdom. You should also have other purposes. What purpose? What purpose do I have? I have no purpose. Okay, don't admit it, don't you? Then you don't admit it, how can we cooperate? I'm not very familiar with you. How can I cooperate with you? Can't cooperate with you. Is it appropriate to cooperate with a stranger so inexplicably? I won't cooperate with you. What can you do? Isn't it irritating? At this moment, this Xuan Che is such a kind of virtue. I have never thought that I want to talk to you so well. That's it. Can you still care whether it is better or worse, refreshing or not refreshing, pleasant or unpleasant? At this moment, the visitor has closed his eyes, and it feels like there is no way to communicate. Obviously, I came to speak with sincerity, so how could I just open the matter to such a point where there is nothing to talk about? Actually, I'm on the same line with you, the man nodded. Then you know what I'm going to do. I might just come to play, I'm here to play. What kind of line are you and me? Tourist line. Xuan Che said angrily. Because of your such a dog's virtue, I am simply very unhappy, very. Oh, I see, advertisement, I said I am very unhappy. I know, I said I know, what's wrong? I said I know you don't understand it, Tenten. You have pushed me into a hurry, do you know it? I know too. Xuan Ce nodded. This seriousness is to give the shit-chucking stick to the end, who is really looking at it, who is offensive. It doesn't matter how angry you are, right? If you are angry, it is your business. How much does it have to do with other people? People don't take it seriously. People's main purpose is to drive you crazy with such a rhythm, and whether you are good or not. Okay, you think too much. The man's eyes were already closed, and he told himself that he must be calm. Don't be led by the nose by the other party like this, the other party deliberately, can't let the other party succeed in such a simple way, absolutely not. Then what? Is there any change? No, it's still such a situation, without the slightest change, let's not irritate people. Is the brain buzzing? Yes, that's right. The man opened his eyes and stared at Xuan Che. He hoped that if he looked at the other party like this, the other party would understand. Once the other party understood, then don't keep going like this. If there's something, say just open it. Xuan Che is going. In an instant, the man blocked Xuan Che's path. Where is this place where the other party just wants to come and leave? How can the other party say it? Why is it so naive? Xuan Che also noticed that this stuff came from I don't know where it came from. In fact, this is a dying. Okay, since I have confirmed this idea, it must be like this. Then the other party is a possibility. Die, die, die. Dry. Xuan Che's figure moved closer to the man. Do you think it's over if you get close to you? No, no, this is when you get close, you have to attack you. This is when you attack you, you have to sweep towards you again and again. If you think about things clearly, then you won't change it. This is such a rhythm to vomit blood. The man avoided it sideways, sick. Give you a chance to fight, you don't fight, now it's blocking the way and not letting me go. What are you going to do? Are you crazy? Xuan Che looked at the man and asked, Zero ask for flowers. I know that the purpose of your coming is probably to rectify a group of people, and this group of people is also the people we need to rectify. Therefore, what I need is to communicate with you well. That's it. Do you communicate? Cannot. Advertisement. Xuan Che shook his head. The man is almost mad. At this moment, the other party, this is such a rhythm to drive him to death. Damn, looking at this person is crazy. What do you do? I'm almost dead. The man's eyes stared at Xuan Che gloomily. If this person is really unwilling to communicate, he will become an enemy in the end. While going, don't hinder us from shopping. You are willing to cooperate, you are your own person, and you are unwilling to cooperate. You are the enemy. Do you want to be your own person or the enemy? Give you the choice, come on. Zero. Zero, the man said to Xuan Che. What I dislike the most is that others threaten me. What you are doing at the moment is threatening me. You threaten me like this. You said, how likely is it that I will have an endless dispute with you? Tell me, I. Xuan Che asked with a smile. The man turned and left. This time the negotiation failed. This damn guy is really too irritating, and there is no way to fix it. It feels like crazy, really. In this way, the first communication between Xuan Che and the other party ended, which was very unsuccessful. It doesn't matter whether it goes smoothly or not, continue shopping. After shopping enough, I returned to the inn to rest. The difference is that originally there were only 3 people plus a few hidden guards, but now, this is an extra oil sesame seed. Yumazi wants to sleep with Hinata, so go to sleep. Time flies. Night. This Xuan Che sneaked out and approached directly to this side of a Bing. Bing had been holding the hilt of a knife so tightly that the tip of it touched the ground, not knowing whether he was thinking about something or waiting for someone, until Xuan Che approached him. At this moment, Bing opened his eyes and stared at Xuan Che. It can be seen that Bing at this moment is different from the aura in the daytime. At this moment, it is as if he is ready, and a life and death battle with you will begin at any time. N.S. Chapter 290. What do you want to do? Bing looked at Xuan Che. I just want to walk around and see, do nothing, huh? No, you are here to do something, you can deny it, but this is a fact. It's not, you don't want to speculate, it's not good. Xuan Che nodded. Bing is a little unhappy. I'm really giving you a chance. If I didn't give you a chance, I would have done it a long time ago. If I had done it a long time ago, you think you still have a living, right? Impossible things. You should also know the strength of, what kind of strength is this? It's quite a strength that is not easy to provoke, that's it. Then what? Xuan Che asked. Then, you should come to 050 to communicate with me. If you have something, you can make it clear. If you make it clear, everyone is a good pot friend. Since everyone is a good pot friend, why do you have to never die? I didn't want to die with you endlessly. That endless dying, that good friend is all your own thoughts. That is, passing by. Walk around at will, look around, it's such a simple thing. If these assumptions of yours don't exist, then it's really great. Believe me, you are a naive person who always thinks too much. Kill you. After that, the attack was launched. This is an attack that killed you. It comes in an instant. This is an oath. It must be directed at you. It greets you so fiercely. This time, it will not send you up. A dead end, it would be impossible, that's what it's all about. The feeling of brushing, is simply, that I have never thought that it is to let you have a life, that's it. Then what? Yes, this is with aura, this is the feeling that Aijan is not easy to provoke. But, is Flying Thunder God just provoke? Advertisement. Ding, 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 these 2 people, this is the feeling that they're going from heaven to earth. You can't help me, and I can't help you, this is the situation at this moment. At this moment, these 2 people are considered complete. The bar is on, you can see it, continue like this, tusk, it must be that one of the parties will die. However, from the analysis of the situation at the moment, it is difficult to analyze who is the one that will die. Because the strength of these 2 people is almost the same, this is really embarrassing. In 5 minutes, it was easy to get caught up in such a confrontation, it was still such a situation, almost the same. 5 more minutes. Same as always. I came to think like this, you see, you can see it, I am at the moment. This is obviously because of your relationship. This mood is not very good, then, you continue to provoke me like this, inappropriate. Since it is not appropriate, then it is enough. Don't continue to provoke me like this. It's great that you all come to talk so harmoniously. No, it's just to separate life and death. Either I killed you, or you killed me, it doesn't matter. You are too much. I was also an excessive person. I always do excessive things. It is impossible for you to make me a conscious and self-disciplined person at this moment. Well, I will keep going too far. Yes, don't worry, I'm going to be on the excessive road, and go so far to the end. That's what it is. Very good, you are so excessive, right? Yes, I'm so overkill. Okay, you make me really angry. Okay. This back and forth, then there is no meaning to have a serious conversation, you can see it, Xuan Che is a serious thing, and it wants to develop things like this muddy water. You think you will let it go, you have good biscuits to eat, ha ha ha, you are too worried, thinking too much about some impossible things, impossible things. People are such a dragging people, how could they put you in their eyes, right? So, this situation is really difficult to develop according to your script, it's that simple. Then, Bingza has to think clearly, it must go on like this, right? If it is necessary to separate life and death, then the other party will die zero. Come out, advertisement Bingza drank, whizzing. Big guy, it's out, at this moment, this Xuan Che is already surrounded by Tuan. Meaning, it's very simple already. If you dare to appear here, then you have already thought about coming to die, and you have thought about coming to die, not sending you a ride, it seems that I'm a bit sorry for you. Okay, so what does it matter if I see you off like this? At this moment, Bingza was already ready to give it away, clearly presented his intentions. Such a few people, tisk tusk, if this is used out of Juhezan, tusk, it is really not easy, so, it can be seen that if this situation continues to develop in this way, it is probably not a happy situation, that's it. At this moment, Bingza looked at Xuan Che with cold eyes. If the other party is given a way of life, and the other party is unswervingly not going, then, this time, the relationship is good, this must be to give the other party a dead end, and the other party must also be to walk such a dead end to the end, it's that simple. What are you doing looking at me? At this moment, Xuan Che shrugged, still so frivolous, so arrogant, why should he treat you as the same thing? No, you say irritating but not irritating. Have you not figured out the situation? At this moment, your situation is really very bad? Bingza pointed to Xuan Che and said. Xuan Che smiled, the feeling of humming and grinning, the feeling that you don't treat you as the same thing, this is very clear, okay, I just look down on you like this, you just don't mean anything. Whether you are willing to accept or unwilling to accept, this is the fact, you are nothing, it's such a simple thing, is it annoying? Brains, are they buzzing? Buzzing, you are nothing, that's all, so angry, Bingza told herself that she must calm down and not be led by the nose like this by the other party. This is not allowed. Chapter 291 then, this Xuan Che is still such a kind of dog virtue. Kill him. Bingza has already given this most undesirable order. As long as the opponent is willing to surrender and become a knife of the Iron Kingdom, the opponent is very useful, but the opponent is a knife, and the damage is terrible. Yeah. Whizzing. The figures one after another were already lacing towards Xuan Che. I really came here with this desperation, I must submerge Xuan Che in it, and I must kill him. After thinking about it, there must be no changes. That is, no matter whether you have changed it or not, it does not prevent you. If you want to do this, you will hit Xuan Che. He, that's too much thinking. It's not a very likely situation. Xuan Che looked at Bingza indifferently. Can I care about you so much? I'm afraid you are thinking too much, really. You, why are you still alive? Bingza asked. I will never die. I will survive so stubbornly. Don't worry. I never thought about the situation like dying. Well, I will live without shame and shame in 09. Disgusting, you're such a rhythm. Xuan Che nodded. Bingza's brain is very painful. This is sick. Very good, this is forcing him to use a super invincible, terrible trick Juhezan. Very good, this is to confirm this idea, it must be such a shit stick. Brush. Juhe chopped. In fact, Flying Thunder God Slash is derived from Iazan. The difference is that Flying Thunder God Slash completely integrates the space. This is a space point. The fixed point attack must be hit. The main thing is that it is still fast. However, Juhezan uses the fastest speed every time. It is unswerving to be slashed above this goal. Failure is not allowed. As long as the speed is fast enough, it is no different from teleportation. That's it. At this moment, Bingza was dancing Juhezan like this, greeted the opponent again and again, vowing to greet him. Advertisement come once, fail. There have been countless times, and countless times is a failure. It can be seen that this is to go further and further down the road of failure. Iazan, how can I fail? No, not possible, it must be successful. At this moment, Bingza's eyes were staring at Xuan Che. And, look at this Xuan Che, look at the other side indifferently. Whether you are staring at you or something, it doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. It's a sure thing to ignore you seriously. I am angry. Bingza nodded. Brush, Flying Thunder God Slash, here comes. I don't want to talk to you, that's how to lock you, then it must kill you, then, this must be an attack that kills you, at this moment, this is sworn to you, that's it. It's unfolded, just take care of you, take care of you. I said I was really angry, angry. Repeated attacks greeted each other's body. Bingza was just crushed and beaten. This person, there is no certainty that he can kill him, but he does not give up. This feeling, people's emotions are seriously affected. This way how could he be willing to see his situation? Impossible, that's for sure. But even if it's impossible, that can't change much, that's for sure. Damn, how did it develop to such a point? It's really maddening, really. I don't know how it should be handled. Puff, if it wasn't for Bingza to run fast, it wouldn't be a puff, it would be a puff. Advertisement: this knife brought a 3 cm deep blade, but at this critical moment, the Bingza chose to escape. Absolutely will not allow you to pierce someone's body like this, absolutely. Bingza's eyes stared at Xuan Che with enthusiasm. Xuan Che smiled. So easy, so casual, so not treating you as one thing, so, it's always just not going to put you in the eyes. If you think it's nothing, it's not annoying at all, then you feel like it doesn't matter. If you feel irritating, then you feel like it doesn't matter. How could a person like Xuan Che put you in his eyes? Bingza told herself, calm, must be calm down, and then study how this situation should develop. However, when I saw Xuan Che's eyes like this, I couldn't calm down. This damn thing, this look is simply maddening. This is simply deliberate to force people to the point where irritation turns into anger, isn't it? No, it is absolutely not allowed for this situation to develop to such a degree, absolutely. Then what? Has changed? No, it's still such a thing. People are such a bad virtue, they have always been like this, and there won't be any changes. It's more than just forcing you to death, it's just about killing you. Juvenile, I came to think like this. I suddenly thought that, in fact, we can be so harmonious between us. We can solve the problem just by communicating. These are all small things can be discussed. You are threatening the world, and you are ready to talk about it? After talking about it, you just curtailed all your actions? I don't believe it. Do you think that if you say this, I can be by you? Let's lead by the nose, right? Think too much, impossible things. I will guard against you, that's all. Ha ha ha. Bingza knew that the other party's purpose was definitely to eradicate them. Snapped. Bingza snapped his fingers. These warriors moved into action in an instant. There were steel wires in their palms, pinching the other end of the steel wires, and then they turned around Xuan Che like this. This is a net of heaven and earth. Such an attack would directly smash people into pieces. If there are many people, then you will be shameless. Give you a chance. If you don't, now, don't give you a chance, just send you to the palace of the king of Hades. This is nothing you can do. It has to be for you to die, it's that simple. Chapter 292 Flying Thunder God. At this moment, no, Xuan Che's figure has disappeared from the place without a trace, and what is left is the opponent who looked at each other. These people, this is you looking at me, I looking at you, and then, that was staring at Xuan Che so straightly. I really didn't expect that this situation would have developed to such a level. Okay, good, must be so, right? It has to be so, right? Such a virtue is to continue, right? Okay, then you really want to do something serious, okay? Whoosh, big guy, this is unambiguous, just lacing towards Xuan Che. Really instant kung fu came, and after it came without any hesitation. After it came, tisk tisk tisk, this is even more unambiguous, is to greet Xuan Che's body. What I think is clear, definitely, that is to kill you. Flying Thunder God, in an instant, once again, this Xuan Che disappeared without a trace. As long as Xuan Che thinks, keep playing with you like this, it's just like fun. Well, this won't require any changes, just to keep playing with you all the time, taking care of you so much, hum. So, this has been going on, when will this be the end? It's simply impossible to be better at all. My brain hurts a bit. I want to talk to you, what is the matter, discuss it clearly, and study it. At this moment, this Bingza said to Xuan Che, brush. Flying Thunder God slash, at this moment, in an instant, such a desperate attack has already started. Is there a hint of what I want to talk to you? No, this is a feeling that is to send you on the road. It doesn't matter whether you feel comfortable or uncomfortable. It doesn't matter what it looks like, advertisement. Such an operation by Xuan Che made Bingza feel very bad. As for Xuan Che's attack, you want to hit with such an attack? Is it really being a waste? People are not a waste? Sideways, so he avoided the past. Once you evade successfully, the second time, that's the same. The second time you evade successfully, and the third time, that's the same. If you go on like this again and again, you will evade successfully every time. This is a 100% thing. You are making me really unhappy, I said. Just talk, it doesn't matter what kind of appearance, I can still care if you are very happy, it's all. Young man, if you continue like this, there is really no way to communicate, do you know it? I'm not here for communication, I'm here for killing you. After that, this Xuan Che's attack continued and continued, once, twice, the feeling of the sword and shadow, isn't it scary? Yes, that's right, what is needed is such a rhythm that you are scared to death by the other party, it is such a simple situation. Time flies. I don't know how long it has been. Ding, ding sound is endless. People, tut, it's not a simple person. This kind of attack can be avoided once or 10 times. You can't avoid it. You can resist. The place where you resist is all on the body. There's armor on the body. This armor is not something you can pierce. What do you think? It feels like going on like this, really, that's not great. At this moment, Xuan Che's eyes were filled with indifference and stared at the other party. The other party, it did bring him not very good sensory feelings, and it really made him feel a little headache. It's really inappropriate for such a migraine to continue. Then, the other party is still so arrogant. This is because he has absolute defense. Therefore, it is not like a little bit of feeling, very good, really good. How can we have such a good talk and communication with the other party and solve the problem through such a communication? I was so melancholy. For a while, there was no good suggestion that was good at first. This is really annoying, really. You are not a good bird. Go. Xuan Che turned around. This is about to leave here. At this moment, I am going to give up this task. It is indeed necessary to plan for the long term. You, just leave like that, right? Advertisement. Well, I just left. Can you keep me? Don't be so self-deception. You can't keep me. It's better for you to face the reality like this. Don't be so naive. Let's go. You really made me anxious. You're anxious. Well, this is my purpose. If you are in a hurry, you will commit suicide. If you commit suicide, you don't need me to kill you. That's good. It's really a bit billion must commit suicide. Let me see and hear no. Xuan Che said. Snort, I'm too lazy to talk to you. Are they such a stupid person who commits suicide? No. So, you want to confuse others to commit suicide with just a few words? You are simply too self-righteous. If you continue to be so self-righteous, it is really impossible to have friends. This is the situation. I don't know how long it has been. No, this Xuan Che really left. There is no trace of it anymore. In this dark place, at this moment, this Bingza is calculating how to calculate Xuan Che. Time flies. Next day. The next day, Xuan Che came out to go shopping like a okay person. Certainly, this is to create a feeling like this, you just came out to go shopping. This feeling is indeed very well built. People, indeed, believe in the same, Li Hao, and what will it be like in the future? Someone. This is locking you. What will it be like after locking you? This paw instantly fell into your pocket. Tusk. This is such a rhythm to get illegally. This is such a feeling to get what is in your pocket. This is a clear idea. This look for it. It must be such a gesture. Well, it's such a situation. 5 minutes passed. In this way, one time at a time, only a little bit can be successful, but this point is poor. Such. This is impossible and successful. Such. This is simply a person's emotions that is very bad. Such a feeling makes people really crazy. 5 minutes has passed again. The other party decided, must accelerate at this moment and then left. Chapter 293 5 minutes, passed, look, attack steadily and ruthlessly. This will come. If you come, you will be hit, and you will be sent to a dead end. Your money will be taken away by others, and you will have no money. There is no money left. Excuse me, are you a dead end or not? This is a feeling no matter how you walk. However, this claw is already under control, fully control. How could it be that you made a successful hit like this? You also think too much, taking it for granted. At this moment, Xuan Che's eyes were staring at the other person, watching, not talking. Isn't it irritating? Is it brain seeds, buzzing? That's right, all you need is your brain buzzing? If you keep on like this, it makes me very bad. Men and women can't get married. What are you doing? I'm not very happy anymore. Then do you want to die? I want to kill you. After that, Xuan Che's other hand is idle, simply direct and straightforward, so that it hits the opponent's body severely. This time, twice, and 3 times. It feels like you thought it was fun with you. No, isn't it? Bang, bang. It's just like vomiting blood. I tell you, my mood, this is a continuous decline. It is inappropriate to go down like this. I hope you don't go too far. If you talk to me well, we can talk about it. I don't have to worry about you when I hit my business. I want to forgive you. No one can stop it. I just want to forgive you. Need not. After that, let's do it again. Come bang bang. The feeling of hitting such a hit again and again, ha. It is simply driving you crazy. What do you think is what you think? No, that's not the case. So, with such a palm hit, tusk, it's simply that I didn't want to let you have a life. Whizzing. Here comes my buddy. Not afraid of revealing his identity, he came in an instant. After he came close to him in an instant. After he came close to him, he surrounded Xuan Che in an instant. Advertisement. This is to make use of the principle of large numbers of people and great power. Xuan Che must be submerged in it. Xuan Che must not be so brave. It's just that Xuan Che takes the other party to heart? Of course it is impossible. How could someone like Xuan Che put the other party in his eyes? When the other party saw Xuan Che like this, it really hurts. Is it so public? Is it so arrogant? Is it so irritating? With so many people surrounding this guy, is this guy still so indifferent? What the hell is this guy doing? Does this guy have what kind of thoughts and calculations? Well, 9 out of 10, there must be, that's it. It must be cautious. You're not a good thing, really. Who is not a good thing? Am I not a good thing? You said I'm not a good thing, am I? Xuan Che asked the guy who was still clamoring at the moment when the sneak attack failed. Yes, you are not a good thing. No, whether I am a good thing, it seems, has nothing to do with you, and does not need your evaluation. Your evaluation like this is simply a bullshit. Well, it is such a situation. I am not rare. It's the same thing to treat you, you stinky shit. It's not stinky shit, absolutely not. It's not, what's the matter? It doesn't matter if you don't admit it. It doesn't necessarily mean you admit it. I said you are. What a simple thing, shit. At this moment, the thief is really crazy and angry, his forehead, so swearingly, turned towards Xuan Che's forehead and slammed it up. This time, this is to bring you such a feeling of despair. When you think that people are making fun with you, sorry, it's not the same thing. This bump, this is to let you know who changed the head iron, hum. However, regardless of whether the opponent is sincere or embarrassed or slammed into anger, Xuan Che's side hit the opponent's throat with a palm. With this palm, the opponent took 2 steps back and covered his neck. The feeling of not being able to breathe was really crazy. Advertisement. As for Xuan Che, he looked at everyone indifferently. If everyone wants to take action at this moment, come, it doesn't matter how you want to come, then how come, but don't be merciful, he is not rare. Everyone treats it as one thing, everybody, it's a pile of shit, and he didn't put everyone in his eyes. Everyone was completely irritated by the look in this guy's eyes. In such a situation, this is just rushing towards this guy. The moment Kung Fu arrives, it's not to scare you when it comes, but of course it's about to hit. Once it is a hit, it will send you to a dead end, what do you think? However, the idea belongs to the idea, and the reality is the reality. In fact, these attacks, even if they come, are useless. It's completely broken. It can be seen that at this moment, Xuan Che's figure is unpredictable. The big guy has such a feeling that even the shadow can't be touched. Facing such an opponent, the big guy's demeanor, it's really very solemn. Dignified, does that mean that there will be a change? Will not, the solemnity is still such a situation. Xuan Che is here, it's like being in an invincible place. It's going on like this feeling really won't be too good. These people, so many people can't clean up one person, isn't this driving people crazy? What to do if this continues? Irritable emotions fill people's hearts, it really is. Boom. Attack, continue to unfold like this, I care about you. Don't attack, that's your business, Xuan Che attack. And, can you stop Xuan Che's attack? That's everyone's business. It's not something Xuan Che needs to worry about. Well, it's such a simple matter, it's such a situation, how simple it is. Talk about it, the leading man asked Xuan Che. Xuan Che shook his head and refused, just reluctant. Chapter 294. Xuan Che's refusal is a serious disrespect for the person. At this moment, the other party does not feel Xuan Che's respect, that is, because they cannot feel it. Crazy thing. It would be wrong to be crazy. For example, regardless of disregard, such a terrible attack as launch, and such a terrible attack as launch, tut, the result is really predictable. Can it threaten Xuan Che? No way, Xuan Che doesn't matter. It can be seen that at this moment, Xuan Che is in indifferent posture. He doesn't put everyone in his eyes at all. You can keep making noise like this. Really, even if it keeps making noise, Xuan Che it still won't put everyone in the eyes. Everyone is so upset, Xuan Che still doesn't treat everyone as the same thing and puts it in his eyes. Well, it's such an irritating feeling, no matter how much you guys. Whatever you love, it's a simple thing. Xuan Che's eyes stared at everyone. Everyone, this is unbearable, this person, this is the Q in the eyes and the Q in the face of them, it is completely indifferent to such a proud, screaming posture, this is absolutely not allowed. Not allowed, therefore, it is such a kind of virtue for the other party. There is only one end of the other party, the only one, death. It doesn't matter how many times you die, the other party must die, this is a very certain thing. These pairs of eyes were full of killing intent and stared at Xuan Che. Xuan Che just doesn't care, is it annoying? Keep going like this, keep going, that means don't care, is it maddening people? Even if you are mad, what can you do? He really doesn't care, it's such a setting. 5 minutes passed, everyone, you look at me, and I also locked you in. I hope that the other party can be the best bird, so he will do Xuan Che right away. You, wait for me. A man pointed at Xuan Che and yelled over, and then ran away. The second man yelled at Xuan Che and ran away, the third man. Advertisement brush. Flying thunder god slash. This finger is cut off. This is what Xuan Che did. Can you keep pointing at him and yelling? This is how you want to do what you want, you are crazy, not just a little bit. How could it be possible to allow such a thing to happen? It has directly cut off your nasty finger. If this is the case, you will know that suppose is sensible. The other person's eyes were staring at Xuan Che, a finger, that was something a thief lived on, but, at this moment, Xuan Che cut off so dismissively, which shows that Xuan Che didn't. It is one thing to treat him as if. It's one thing for Xuan Che not to treat him as such, and he wouldn't give Xuan Che a trace of respect, such mutual disrespect for each other, ha, it's simply a hassle, it's really good, it is really an immortal one, it is simply impossible. I will kill you, definitely, so arrogant. Xuan Che looked at each other and asked. It's so arrogant, I will definitely kill you, certain things, do you think, if you chuck at this moment, you can chuck for a lifetime? No, you are already locked by me, then, you're done, since you're done, you must be frightened, upset, trembling, and soon, I will kill you. After speaking, the knife was already sent to this Xuan Che. Anyway, after he yelled, the other party had to attack him. The end result is that it is impossible not to die. It is better, that is to unfold it altogether. Could the attack be successful? Right? In this way, it is really a sworn attack, so it shows power, but it is not such a way of making fun of it. The attack was unsuccessful. The attack failed. Xuan Che avoided the past. Of course the other party knows that it is not so easy to succeed, so for the second time, it is also ready. For the third time, it is also ready. For the fourth time, for the fifth time, I'm still ready. However, this time of preparation in exchange for several failures. Judging from the situation at this moment, it is really such a possibility that there is no success, so many failures to the end, tusk. The result is really predictable, it is such a rhythm to drive people crazy. Zero ask for flowers puff, advertisement. That's it, just danced out with a knife easily, and it was a hit. Dumbfounded. Frozen? I didn't expect this thing to develop to such a degree, right? Ha ha ha. This has been going on, this has been and will not let you go smoothly. You are going to kill me, are you? It's just torture, why did you kill you? I want you to live through torture, but you can't die. It's really enjoyable if you die like this. Well, that's what I want. It's a feeling, that's how I thought about it. 0. Xuan Che's answer is simply to make the other party very crazy, but there is no one way to do it. This feeling is really bad. It is a kind of hard and stable for people. I can't wait for it to be very the feeling of wanting to die, the emotion, it's just that it's terrible. I never expected how it would develop to this point. Xuan Che is gone, in fact, his mouth is cruel, his heart, fortunately, isn't he just not worrying about him? 10 minutes, that's all gone. Other organizations have masters. Now, the master was invited over, his eyes staring at Xuan Che. Xuan Che shook his head, and finally decided to let him go. Now, the other party is looking for someone to come back for revenge, which is really disappointing. Why is the other party so naive? Is it really appropriate to be so naive? It's not easy to say something about the other party, forget it, it's the other party's choice, whatever. Do you know who I am? The man pointed to Xuan Che and asked. Do not want to know, Xuan Che gave his answer. There is no need to know who the other party is. I don't want to know who the other party is. What does the other party have to do with Xuan Che? It's okay, right? Then whoever loves the other person is whoever I want. I have already thought it out, and the other person can do whatever he wants, and doesn't want to talk to you. Chapter 295. I give you a chance, you apologize to me. Am I wrong? Where did I go wrong? If you said it, then it's just what you said, and I didn't recognize it. I didn't recognize it. Can I treat you as the same thing? You obviously I just think too much, I don't admit my mistakes, what's the matter, ha ha ha. Xuan Che said with a stick. My name is Tia Ziwudi. Tai Ziwu said to Xuan Che. Xuan Che shrugged, noncommittal. I said, my name is Tia Wedi, you should have heard this name, even if you haven't heard it. Well, at this moment, have you heard it? What does this name stand for? Is it simple or unusual? You have offended someone who is not simple, not ordinary, that's what it is. Is it? Xuan Che looked at Tia Ziwudi and asked. 053 Tia Ziwudi can't see such a frivolous expression. This damn it, this is such a rhythm that I have never thought of to make myself good, because of the relationship between the other party, this emotion, it is very, in an instant. Oops, it was just a feeling of wishing to kill someone. It's really not very happy, so, if you are not happy, you have to find a way to make yourself happy. Is it to fight? Tia Wedi feels that as long as the other party is willing to have such a good dialogue and communication with himself, there is no need to develop to the point of fighting, right? Is there anything you can say, right? Why do you keep fighting right and wrong? This is really bad, it makes people's minds buzzing. Talk about it. Who talks with whom? Am I with you? Stop arguing, what can I talk about with you? Let's not talk about it, If you don't talk about it, it will be developed to the point of hands-on, that is what you want to see. I don't believe it. Then believe it or not, I also want to do it, now, in the future, always, I want to do it, that's it. Advertisement, you are dead. Tia Ziwudi had already pulled out the knife. He communicated with the other party sincerely, hoping that the other party could not be so arrogant. How about the other party? What is this doing? This is going through the arrogance and domineering to the end. This is not going to be over. This is firm. This idea is to keep looking for death like this. When anyone did not find death, Tia Ziwudi was equivalent to reminding the other party that they shouldn't find death. Let's stop here, what's the result? As a result, the other party is going to keep looking for death like this, which is really maddening. Not happy, really, brush, a knife was sent out. In such a situation of increasing anger, the attack of the knife was greeted in an instant. The momentary effort is directly to tell the winners and losers, and to let the other party know that some people, once they become dignified, they are simply quite dignified. As a result, this attack is coming. Xuan Che turned sideways and avoided the past. The second time, he avoided the past sideways. For the third time, he avoided the past sideways. For the fourth time, he avoided the past by turning sideways. This time I turned sideways to tell the other side a truth like this. It's really inappropriate to die. It's not necessary to die. If there's something, you still can't die. Say it well. This is the most important thing to do. This invincible attack stopped, and his eyes gloomily stared at the opponent, really unhappy. How could it be like this? This damn it, this is very, excessive. If the other party keeps going so much, it is really maddening. What the hell is this? What are you doing looking at me? It's okay, looking at what you don't do, I just want to look at you, what's the problem? Youth, you should be able to feel my anger at the moment, you should be able to detect it, you once or twice, I can indulge you, 10 times 8 times. Keep doing this. How could I indulge you? I don't indulge you. What is your end? Death, death, death? There is no doubt that you will die. Oh, then it will definitely be fine, and there is not much so-called, right? I am such an indifferent person. Life and death have long been ignored. Do I rarely treat you as the same thing? Stop making trouble, okay? Advertisement, okay, you are making trouble with me. I don't have one, why am I trying to make trouble with you? I don't have any at all, You are dead. If you're dead, it doesn't matter. I will really kill you, TSE invincible drink 0. If you have this capability, you won't be beep anymore. You beep like this, that's because you have no such capability. It's not that I look down on you, really not, I can look down on you, you are a scumbag. The scum ants still clamor for life and death, how do you make me look up to you? Say, come on, tell me. At this moment, Xuan Che is just like this. There is no way to avoid it. The strength is here. If it is kept low-key, the strength is really not allowed. It is to be so blatant. 5 minutes, the cooling off period, then calmed down. Tai-Zi Wudi felt that he was really still in a difficult situation, so he didn't feel mad, and then he calmed down. After calming down, he hoped that the other party would really not continue to stimulate him like this. Once the other party continues to stimulate like this, and stimulates himself to the point where he loses his mind, this is really unsuitable for the other party. Therefore, at this moment, Xuan Che can have a good conversation and communication. If it's okay, it's a little bit of trouble, this is the best way. As a result, Xuan Che treats TSE Wudi as a person? Just left, it's so rampant, it's simply a walk and go trip, it's leaving without thinking it, it's not uncommon to think of you as the same thing, what's the matter? Such a bad morality really seriously affects people's hearts. At this moment, Tai-Zi's invincible eyes stared at Xuan Che gloomily. It's no use looking at me, let's go. Xuan Che didn't even look back, he knew that the other party was looking at him, and waving his hand with his back to the other party like this, he was waving goodbye to the other party, right? Just want to be so rampant. Frenzy, that is Xuan Che's style. The more furious, the more it shows that this is his style. Chapter 296. Xuan Che was originally an arrogant person. Once they were a little dissatisfied with Xuan Che would give them a fatal blow. Now Xuan Che has defeated the opponent, and it is a crushing defeat, so that the opponent has no power to fight back. He is naturally in a good mood, he has begun to imagine waiting for Xuan Che to return. What an amazing scene happened, and Xuan Che himself was looking forward to it. When Xuan Che recovered, he found that Kakashi was just standing in front of him. Xuan Che asked immediately, what's the matter? Kakashi said, nothing, Uncle Xuan Che, can you teach me ninjutsu? When I was practicing, I encountered some bottlenecks and I need your help. Kakashi saw how Xuan Che dealt with these people just now. It was so fast and cruel that Kakashi saw all the emotions surging. Xuan Che smiled, no problem, as long as you want to learn, Xuan Che can teach you anytime. Xuan Che took out a ninjutsu scroll from the ninja backpack and handed it to Kakashi. After Kakashi took it over, he flipped through it and found that all the 09 in the scroll was knowledge of ninjutsu. Xuan Che said, let's get familiar with it first, but you have to pay attention that the ninjutsu is different, and the ninjutsu is different. If the ninjutsu you use is wrong, it will be troublesome. Kakashi nodded and said, Uncle Xuan Che, don't worry, I will study it carefully. Kakashi turned and left after speaking. Xuan Che looked at Kakashi's back, his face suddenly became serious. Kakashi has shown a very good talent since he was a child. If he wants to accept a disciple, Xuan Che thinks Kakashi will become a very good choice. Moreover, this time Kakashi asked him to teach ninjutsu, and Xuan Che thought it was a good opportunity. Xuan Che decided to find a suitable opportunity to bring Kakashi into the door wall. After all, Kakashi is not young anymore, and Xuan Che should also consider accepting disciples. If he does not accept disciples, Xuan Che feels a waste of resources, and some are unfair to Kakashi. Advertisement. Xuan Che is thinking. Kakashi has returned to him. Kakashi said, Uncle Xuan Che, do you have other things? If not, then we can go home. Xuan Che said, Kakashi, I want to accept you as a disciple, are you willing? What? Uncle Xuan Che, you want to accept me as a disciple? Of course I would. Kakashi yelled happily. He didn't expect that he would actually be accepted as a disciple by Xuan Che one day. He thought he had to work hard for a long time, but he didn't expect Xuan Che to agree so easily. Kakashi feels really lucky. Kakashi was very happy, he immediately knelt to Xuan Che, still talking about the master, student Kakashi, kowtow to you. Xuan Che was a little bit dumbfounded by Kakashi's behavior. He quickly reached out and helped Kakashi up. Xuan Che said, Kakashi, don't kneel. I am only saying that I want to accept you as a disciple, but I am not saying that I must accept you as a disciple. You are still my disciple and grandson. I can't let you kowtow to me. Get up quickly. Kakashi said happily, Master, did you really agree to accept an apprentice? Great, I can call you a master in the future, great. Kakashi was really excited at this time. Xuan Che smiled and said, I said Kakashi, don't bark. I am only accepting you as a disciple temporarily. If you have something good in the future or practice exercises, you will definitely not be forgotten, and you will not be able to forget me. Xuan Che's purpose is to remind Kakashi that accepting a disciple by himself is just a joke. It does not mean that this will happen in the future. So Xuan Che reminded Kakashi that otherwise, Kakashi would really easily forget himself. NS. After Kakashi heard Xuan Che's reminder, his eyes widened suddenly, with a very unconvinced expression, and said, Master, what you said is wrong. It is your honor and blessing for you to accept me as an apprentice. What reason do you have for not accepting me as an apprentice? Xuan Che said, If I don't accept you as a disciple, it doesn't mean that I won't regard you as a relative. And with your current strength, it is still difficult for you to meet my standards, so you should not wish to be my apprentice. Your main task now is to improve your strength as soon as possible, and then you can hope to do it. My direct disciple, if you don't even practice the basic skills, then you shouldn't talk about the future. Xuan Che's words are very reasonable. Although Kakashi felt a little unconvinced, he nodded obediently. Xuan Che said, in this case, then you should hurry up and practice, and strive to increase your strength in the shortest possible time. Advertisement. Kakashi nodded happily. Master, I will go now. After speaking, Kakashi took the ninjutsu scroll Xuan Che gave him, walked towards a big rock not far away, and sat on it. Kakashi unfolded the scroll, read it carefully several times, then closed his eyes and entered the state of cultivation. Kakashi has always worked very hard. Although Kakashi encountered many difficulties and even a bottleneck in the process of learning, Kakashi insisted on being very tenacious, and he was slowly mastering his own skills. Xuan Che looked at Kakashi's series of performances and felt that Kakashi really has a sense of tenacity, and that Kakashi's age can work hard like this, and he will have a bright future in the future, and he also has an unwavering heart to practice. With the help of Xuan Che, Kakashi finally learned a ninjutsu. Although this ninjutsu was very awesome for him, Kakashi still likes it very much. Because in this ninjutsu, Kakashi saw Xuan Che's love for him. Kakashi said to Xuan Che happily, Master, you see, I have learned this ninjutsu scroll completely, and I am already a qualified ninja. Xuan Che smiled and said, Kakashi, I saw your progress and it really surprised me. I didn't expect you to have learned this ninjutsu so soon. It seems that your savvy is quite high, and this is also a little reward for you. Kakashi is very excited. Really? Master, thank you, you are so kind. Kakashi sincerely thanks Xuan Che. Xuan Che smiled and said, Kakashi, now that you have learned this ninjutsu, let's give you some gifts as a teacher. Kakashi looked at Xuan Che suspiciously and said, Master, what are you talking about? My ninjutsu is enough for me to benefit a lot, how can I accept your gift again? Xuan Che took out a flying thunder god's kunai. Seeing this scene, Kakashi was stunned. Chapter 297. Kakashi once saw this flying thunder god kunai, but at the beginning, Kakashi didn't think this kunai was so powerful, but thought it was very beautiful and delicate, but now when Kakashi sees Kakashi, I found that this kuwu is really not generally beautiful, and its blade is still shining with golden light, which is obviously a very powerful weapon. Xuan Che said with a smile, although this kunai is not particularly powerful, but for us ninjas, it is very useful. I think you must also know what level of weapon this kunai is. Kakashi said, Master, of course I know what level of weapon this kunai is, but what did you give me, Master? Although this weapon is powerful, I think it is not very useful for a ninja. I think Master, you gave me such a weapon. It must have some deep meaning? Kakashi is right. Unless they are encountering powerful enemies, they don't need to use weapons at all, because the weapons they have are already very powerful, and they don't need to use more powerful weapons at all, but if it's dangerous, it's different. If they encounter enemies weaker than themselves, they can use weapons to eliminate them, so in the ninja world, weapons are very important for ninjas. Xuan Che said, this flying thunder god Kuma is a very sharp weapon. Only by using ninjutsu can you exert the true power of this flying thunder god Kuma. Although you are a good ninja now, but what I want to say is that the biggest use of flying thunder god is to travel through time and space. If you can master this trick, then you can travel through various worlds in the future. Xuan Che said to Kakashi with a serious face, so you must not relax, this is a very powerful weapon, and you must not waste such a powerful weapon. I believe that your talent and hard work will not be in vain. I believe that you will soon be able to grow up and become a very powerful ninja. Kakashi said with a look of excitement, Master, don't worry, I will work hard, and I will never disappoint your expectations. Master, do you have any other gifts to teach me? If not, then I will retire. Xuan Che smiled and said, of course, there are many ninjutsu in it. I hope you can understand and learn it as soon as possible. With that said, Xuan Che took out a pile of thick books from his arms and handed them to Kakashi. He continued, saying that they are all about the practice of ninjutsu. As long as you practice according to the above methods, all you need is practice 3 times a day. Kakashi saw that Xuan Che had sent so many ninjutsu books to himself. Although these ninjutsu books are not like the secrets of the ninjutsu clan, and they are not the secrets of the martial arts, but these ninjutsu are all Xuanyan. Those high-level ninjutsu on the mountain, these ninjutsu were all searched out by Xuan Che from the treasure house of that ninjutsu, which recorded different types of ninjutsu. Kakashi didn't expect Xuan Che to be really good to him. He clasped his fists excitedly, thank you Master, I will definitely practice hard. Haha, Kakashi, since you have already learned this ninjutsu, then go back and study it first. If you think this ninjutsu is good, I will find you a better one in the future, of cheats. Kakashi said, yes, Master, the disciple will leave first. If he has the opportunity to meet his master in the future, he must ask the master about the practice of ninjutsu. The disciple promises to fulfill his mission and must learn these ninjutsu well. Xuan Che smiled faintly, if you really think so, then I feel more relieved. Kakashi, you should go back and practice hard in the future, you know? Advertisement. Kakashi said, yes, Master, don't worry, I will definitely practice well and I will not let you down. Xuan Che smiled and nodded, good boy. After Kakashi left, Xuan Che began to practice his own chakra. Xuan Che's current chakra has exceeded 998 times the level, reaching the 999 times level. This is an extremely rare event. This also means that Xuan Che's chakra is already very powerful. Xuan Che said before that only after having more than 998 times the chakra, it is possible to break through the 990 times the limit and become an existence beyond everything. But Xuan Che's current chakra has reached 999 times, and it continues to increase. Xuan Che knows that he still has a lot of problems and needs to continue to work hard, so he did not stop practicing, practicing. Xuan Che knew that ninjutsu in this world is the easiest to learn, so he taught Kakashi some of the ninjutsu he knew. Kakashi practiced these ninjutsu, and also learned a lot of other ninjutsu. He felt that Xuan Che was really very generous, and this kind of gift made him very excited. In the few days after Kakashi left, Xuan Che's strength has also been improved. He can already use space transfer at any time, and will not be hurt when using space transfer, but in this way, his space energy it will consume a lot. His current ability is not enough. If he wants to use the space transfer, he needs more powerful ability. At that time, he can better use the space transfer ability. Now Xuan Che has reached the level of advanced ninja. Those advanced ninjutsu no longer have any effect on Xuan Che, so Xuan Che gave all these advanced ninjutsu to Ka, of Li Hao, Cassie. Those advanced ninjutsu it also made Xuan Che very satisfied, so Xuan Che no longer has to worry about Kakashi wasting his precious energy. Kakashi left, Xuan Che began to study other ninjutsu. Now Kakashi can't wait to try how powerful his space ninjutsu is, and Kakashi is very looking forward to this test. Xuan Che has targeted some powerful ninjutsu. These ninjutsu are some relatively low-level ninjutsu, but also some ordinary ninjutsu, so these ninjutsu is very simple for Xuan Che. When Kakashi was practicing these ninjutsu, Xuan Che also constantly absorbed the rich chakra around him and practiced his own chakra. When Kakashi was practicing, Xuan Che was practicing the ninjutsu secret book called Chiba Ryu, chapter 298. Chiba Ryu is a very powerful ninjutsu. This ninjutsu can be used not only for attack but also for defense, so this ninjutsu is extremely powerful. Even those masters may not be able to resist Chiba Ryu. In addition, Chiba Ryu is a very complicated ninjutsu, so it takes a lot of energy for Xuan Che to learn such a ninjutsu. It took Xuan Che for a long time to finally learn this ninjutsu. When Xuan Che finished his practice, he already felt that his body was full of powerful power. This power allowed him to easily kill anything. An ordinary ninja, but for himself, it was still a bit too reluctant, so Xuan Che only learned the fur of Chiba Ryu, but did not learn all of it, which made Xuan Che feel very regretful. However, even if he learns the fur of Qianye Lu, Xuan Che is very satisfied. This is a very rare thing. If Xuan Che can learn Qianye Lu, Xuan Che's overall combat effectiveness will skyrocket. At that time, he can kill the enemy more easily. Now he is a high-level ninja, and he is also a super powerful ninja. With his current strength, even ordinary ninjas can be easily killed. This is also because he has reached 999. Because of the 19 times the level, it is so easy to kill a large number of ninjas. Now his ninjutsu has reached the point where he can reach the pinnacle, and he can only get into the spectacle. As long as he fights another battle, he will be able to break through this last bottleneck. Xuan Che stood up and moved his body, feeling the powerful power coming from his body. A bright smile appeared on Xuan Che's face. The power of this world is indeed very powerful. Just a few days, Xuan Che's strength has taken a qualitative leap, and Xuan Che found that his chakra is a little thicker than before, and chakra is still pouring into his body continuously. There seems to be a kind of disagreement. The strength of the end is average. Xuan Che knew that as long as his ninjutsu level was raised to 999 times, he would be able to use his space to instantly shift. In that case, he would easily dodge the enemy's attack. In this case, he doesn't have to worry about being chased by others, and relying on his space transfer, his life should become much safer. Thinking of this, a look of joy flashed in Xuan Che's eyes. For this period of time, Xuan Che has been staying in the treasure cave and has not left a step. His energy has been used in the practice of ninjutsu in the practice space. He has not seen the sunshine and fresh air outside for a long time. Now, he has already longed for the sunshine and fresh air outside. Just when Xuan Che was about to leave the treasure cave and go out to take a look, Xuan Che suddenly found a problem. That is, his treasure cave was not guarded by anyone. Xuan Che thought about it and understood how to return it. Xuan Che knew, it must be those big families who wanted to take advantage of him, grab him, and then force him to hand over the treasure in the treasure cave. Xuan Che sneered in his heart, and said to himself, "Humph, our Xuan family it's already gone. I can't give you the treasures from the treasure cave. Don't try to get the treasures in my hands, your wishful thinking is destined to be empty." Advertisement. Xuan Che decided not to hide his strength anymore. Although he has only learned the fur of Qianye Lu, Xuan Che can feel that the power of Qianye Lu will definitely not be worse than the most powerful ninjutsu he has now practiced. How much, it can even be said that it is even more powerful, but this skill consumes energy and chakra very much, so this ninjutsu has never come in handy. Xuan Che intends that when his chakra is almost recovered, he can try to practice the skill of Qianye Lu. In this way, he can practice to a higher level, and he can also quickly improve your strength. Xuan Che walked out of the treasure cave. At this time, Xuan Che's figure appeared in a forest. As soon as Xuan Che appeared in the forest, he noticed that many people around him were coming here. All of them were wearing red clothes with long red hair on their heads. Xuan Che frowned. He looked at the handwriting on the clothes of these people, and immediately recognized that these people were members of those families. How dare they come to trouble themselves? I really don't know that the sky is high and the earth is thick. Xuan Che knew that he hadn't had the time to reveal his strength, so he didn't go crazy immediately, but just watched the changes and see what these people wanted to do. Which family are you from? Why do you show up in this place? A man's voice rang in Xuan Che's ears. My name is Xuan Che. I am here to find a friend. Does anyone of you know him? I am looking for her in a hurry. Please help me to tell her, Xuan Che said lightly. Oh, so your name is Xuan Che. After hearing what Xuan Che said, those people looked at Xuan Che one after another. One of the older people looked at Xuan Che carefully and said, so your name is Xuan Che. Well, my name is Xuan Che. What's wrong? How about my friend? Can you take me to find her? Xuan Che asked. Advertisement. The man shook his head and said, I'm sorry, I don't know where your friend is. If you don't believe it, then you can find it in this area yourself, or you can find it elsewhere. All right. Xuan Che nodded and said, after speaking, Xuan Che was ready to leave. However, as soon as Xuan Che took a step, the man in red blocked Xuan Che's way. Xuan Che asked with some confusion, what are you doing? Don't you let me go. The man in red said coldly, this is the territory of our red family. I don't think you can get out of here. If I guess right, you are a newly advanced ninja, right? Yes. Xuan Che said lightly, if this is the case, then I advise you to stay honestly. Our red family will not give up any of the items we need, and, you have just advanced to the ninja level. I think I can still deal with it. Yours, as long as I kill you, you won't be able to get good grades in the ninja exam, so I advise you not to run around and stay honestly. If you dare to escape, I promise you will suffer. The man in red said coldly. Oh, if that's the case, then I really don't dare to leave casually. I want to see how capable you are. Xuan Che sneered and said, if I remember correctly, it seems that not many people in your red clan can cultivate to the level of a ninja, right? And I can cultivate to the level of a ninja, so I think, I can solve you with one move. Humph, arrogant, today I will teach you a lesson. As the man in red said, cold light appeared in his eyes, his right hand suddenly protruded, and he patted Xuan Che fiercely. The corners of Xuan Che's mouth rose slightly, revealing a wicked smile. He did not dodge, but stood still, looking at the woman in red silently. Chapter 299. Xuan Che is not afraid of the red-clothed woman at all. Although the red-clothed woman says that she comes from the red-clothed ninja family, there are so many ninja families in Konoha. Xuan Che has never heard of the red-clothed family, probably not. A small family that is not well known is a small family that will disappear in the future. The fighting between the ninja clan is also very fierce. A small clan like this can be destroyed at will. Their red clan doesn't treat it well, and they come out to make trouble. They are not afraid of the rhythm of destruction. The ninjutsu of the red ninja family, those small flame-throwing knives and throwing knives, are really not so powerful, but his flame-throwing knives are more powerful. The thrown knives are faster, and they are powerful, unlike ordinary darts or darts. The knives are average and have little power. Suddenly, a flying thunder god Kuwu appeared on Xuan Che's right hand, and Kuwu was shot out in a flash, and Kuwu was attacked towards the woman in red. The red-clothed woman's complexion changed drastically. She knew that she had met a master. This man was not easy. She hurriedly ran away to the distance while dodged constantly. The woman in red has a good body, but flying thunder god's flying speed is even more terrifying, but in a flash, Xuan Che has already caught up. Xuan Che stretched out his left palm, grabbed the woman in red by the ankle in an instant, and then pulled the woman in red directly into his arms. The woman in red screamed in panic, slapped Xuan Che's chest with her hands desperately, trying to push Xuan Che away. Ha ha ha. Looking at the woman in red who was controlled by him in his arms, Xuan Che laughed. The laughter was full of jokes. The woman in red. Who do you think you are? Why should I not dare to touch you? The red-clothed woman struggled more and more, but Xuan Che's body didn't move at all, and the red-clothed woman's strength couldn't shake at all. Xuan Che's right hand squeezed the slender and tender neck of the woman in red, and a contemptuous smile emerged from the corner of his mouth. Do you think you are my opponent? Don't say that I am only using the 5th layer of skill. If I use my full strength, you would have been pinched to death by me. The red-clothed woman's face flushed suddenly, but the eyes were full of horror. The power of this young man is too strong. He can easily pinch her neck. What kind of power she can't resist? She just feels that her head is about to be squeezed and exploded by this power. Advertisement. Let me go. The woman in red beat Xuan Che's shoulder hard. Xuan Che smiled disdainfully. You thought I would let you go, you ugly. Your beauty and body are the worst woman I have ever seen. How could I let you go? You'd better be quiet. I don't want to hurt the innocent. You know, my mood is bad. The consequences will be serious. You be asterisk 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 D. You let go. Let go. The woman in red beat Xuan Che madly, but no matter how she beat her, she couldn't shake Xuan Che a bit. Xuan Che snorted coldly. HMPH, don't think I am a righteous person, Kunzi. I am the devil. I have killed too many people, and I have no time to deal with a bad person like you. Xuan Che's hand was hard, and the woman in red felt that her neck seemed to be broken. The red-clothed woman's breathing became more and more difficult. She struggled hard, but it was of no avail. Xuan Che pinched her neck and she was unable to resist. Xuan Che's right foot suddenly lifted and kicked directly to the chest of the woman in red. The woman in red screamed and fell directly to the ground. The woman in red covered her chest with her hands, and there was an expression of pain in her eyes. Her face was twisted into a ball and looked very hideous. The red-clothed woman's eyes widened, staring at Xuan Che stubbornly, with anger and unwillingness in her eyes. She refused. She didn't believe that she would lose to this man, and she would never lose to this young man. His age is definitely in disguise. Boy, who are you? You dare to attack my ninja, don't you worry about being retaliated by our red ninja family? The woman in red roared angrily. I'm afraid of your revenge. Xuan Che laughed mockingly. Even if the patriarch of your red ninja family came to me, I would never let me lower my noble head. Even if Jonin from your ninja family came to me, I would turn a blind eye. I am devil. Do you know how many people I killed? 101,000, 10,000 and 100 million. I am not afraid of any of your forces at all. Zero asked for flowers. The woman in red looked at Xuan Che. She felt that this young man was not a simple character. His strength was at least at the Hokage level. She could not provoke such a master at all and should not provoke him. Advertisement. The woman in red took a deep breath, suppressed the anger in her heart, and calmly said, I was wrong, you let me go, I won't dare to trouble you anymore, let me go, please let me go FK me. The tone of the woman in red is full of begging. This young man is too scary, and judging from his posture, it doesn't seem to be a joke. If he continues to pester him, he might really kill himself. But I am not reconciled to give up like this. After all, I am a member of the Red Ninja family and the spokesperson of the Red Ninja family. I can't just succumb to it. If I succumb like this, how will the reputation of the Red Ninja family be in the future? Not all ruined? Ha ha. Want to go? Xuan Che smiled coldly. Do you think you can go? What? The woman in red screamed in horror, and my arm was about to break. The woman in red screamed out in horror, because she realized that her arm could no longer move. Xuan Che smiled coldly, and said, Aren't you very awesome? Are you arrogant? Why are you not awesome now? Can you show me another awesome one? The woman in red saw that her hand could no longer move, and she couldn't move it anymore. She could only look at Xuan Che in horror. You, what do you want? If you want to kill me, just do it quickly, otherwise I will never let you go. Snort. Don't worry, I won't kill you. Xuan Che smiled faintly. Aren't you in my hands now? I'm not stupid enough to kill you. In that case, what do you want to do? The woman in red looked at Xuan Che coldly. The reason why I want to kill you is very simple, because I hate your looks, so I will kill you. Xuan Che smiled coldly. When the woman in red heard Xuan Che's answer, she immediately understood that Xuan Che killed herself because she was ugly. NS. Chapter 300. What's wrong with my appearance? Is it my fault to be ugly? The woman in red asked angrily. It's your fault. You look ugly, but you are not so ugly. You look like a ghost. It looks very disgusting, do you know? Xuan Che said contemptuously. The woman in red is furious. She is so beautiful. Where is she ugly? She looks very nice. If you don't believe it, go and take a picture in the mirror. Xuan Che looked at the woman in red and couldn't help but curl his lips, and said disdainfully, I don't know how to evaluate you with your looks like this. Anyway, your appearance is much scarier than ghosts, and uglier than ghosts. You. The woman in red is angry. She really wants to rush forward and strangle Xuan Che. She can't wait to tear Xuan Che to pieces and smash him into pieces. But the woman in red didn't dare to do it like this. Now her arm was broken and she couldn't move at all. She could only watch Xuan Che helplessly. Haha, now, I'll give you two paths. First, you kneel and kowtow 3 times. I can consider not killing you. Second, if you continue to provoke me, I don't mind killing you myself. You choose. Xuan Che looked at the woman in red and said. The woman in red looked at Xuan Che, gritted her teeth, and said angrily, Don't think about it. I would rather die than kneel down and kowtow to you. Xuan Che looked at the red-clothed woman with a hint of murder in her eyes. This red-clothed woman was really arrogant, but her arrogant qualifications were only 3 seconds left, and she was about to die soon. The woman in red looked at the murderous intent flashing in Xuan Che's eyes, and secretly exclaimed in her heart, Am I really going to die in the hands of this young man today? My enemy is so terrifying that even the ninjas of the Red Ninja clan can't deal with him. I really shouldn't have provoked him. I regret that my intestines are all green now. If I can leave here alive, I will definitely go back and tell the family members that this ninja killed me. The woman in red looked at the killing intent in Xuan Che's eyes, knowing that she must die in Xuan Che's hands today. The woman in red gritted her teeth and decided to take a gamble. Anyway, she is a member of the ninja family. She has a noble status and a strong background. Even if Xuan Che kills herself, her parents will help her get revenge. Advertisement. The woman in red looked at Xuan Che and said coldly, You want me to kowtow to you? Unless I die, I will never kneel and kowtow to you. Snort. Xuan Che snorted coldly. If you really don't know how to promote, then I'm not welcome. As soon as Xuan Che's voice fell, Xuan Che's figure disappeared. His speed was so fast that the woman in red had no chance to reflect. The woman in red looked at Xuan Che in surprise. She didn't know what method this young man used to be so fast. This speed is simply terrifying. Such strength is simply incredible. Who is he? His strength has reached this point. Xuan Che's speed was amazing. His right fist shot out in an instant, and it slammed into the woman's chest in red. Xuan Che's right fist carried a strong wind, and the woman in red even saw Xuan Che's fist gradually increase in front of her. This speed was so fast that the woman in red couldn't avoid it at all. The woman in red screamed in fright, and in her mind, a picture of herself being bombarded by Xuan Che appeared. Bang! Xuan Che's punch hit the woman in red in the chest, and the woman in red suddenly spewed out a mouthful of blood, and the whole person flew upside down, slammed against the wall, and sat on the ground with a buttock falling to the ground. 8 prime. The red-clothed woman's face turned pale, her internal organs seemed to be shifted and painful, and the lungs in her chest cavity were shattered by the shock. She only felt that her body seemed to fall apart, and her body was weak. Wow! The woman in red clutched her painful chest and let out a miserable cry. Her tears flowed from her big beautiful eyes. She didn't expect that she would actually die in Xuan Che's hands today. She was still the first suffering this kind of insult once, and still in front of a child, made her feel ashamed, and made her feel ashamed. The woman in red struggling to stand up, she glared at Xuan Che angrily, gritted her teeth and said, "Brat, I won't let you go." Xuan Che sneered. He said slowly, "Really? Won't you let me go? Then you try it? I am waiting for you, but before that, I will send you to hell to confess zero." Advertisement. After speaking, Xuan Che pounced on the woman in red again, and slammed a punch to the woman in red on the chest. The face of the woman in red changed drastically. She did not expect that she still had a chance to survive. She desperately avoided Xuan Che's attack, but no matter how fast she was, how could she be Xuan Che's opponent? Soon, red. The woman was knocked into the air by Xuan Che again and hit the wall behind. She could not get up again. Xuan Che walked slowly to the woman in red, squatted down, looked at the woman in red, and smiled and said, "Woman in red, do you want to survive now?" The woman in red looked at Xuan Che, gritted her teeth, and said, "I beg you, let me go." The woman in red knew that if she insisted on killing Xuan Che, she would definitely die in the hands of Xuan Che. At that time, it was her death date. She didn't want to die, she wanted to save her life. Back in the ninja family, like the patriarch complaining. The woman in red does not want to die. Xuan Che frowned slightly when she heard the woman in red, and said inwardly, "It seems that she is not stupid." Xuan Che thought for a while, then said, "You are really smart, I don't have to kill you. You have to obediently kowtow to me and apologize, otherwise, I won't forgive you." After the woman in red heard what Xuan Che said, she immediately said, "Okay, I apologize to you. I apologize to you. Please, don't kill me, don't kill me." The woman in red begged. Snort. This is pretty much the same. Xuan Che looked at the woman in red and nodded in satisfaction. Immediately, Xuan Che received an apology from the woman in red. After receiving the apology, Xuan Che didn't want to entangle with the woman in red because he knew it was meaningless. He is about to go home. It didn't take long before Xuan Che was back home. Then, after a short while, Kakashi came to Xuan Che and asked Xuan Che to teach him Flying Thunder God technique. This time, he was not like the last time. High profile, but low-key following Xuan Che. He is not willing to cause trouble, although he is not afraid of trouble, but he does not want to be noticeable. Chapter 301. After Xuan Che took Kakashi back, he taught Kakashi his practice, and then Kakashi left. It didn't make much sense for Xuan Che to stay at home alone. Just when Xuan Che was about to leave, suddenly a white kitten jumped from Xuan Che's palm. This is a pure white kitten, its size is very small, but its eyes are very bright. Seeing that the little thing in his hand ran away, Xuan Che hurried to catch up. He knew that this kitten was a very clever kitten and couldn't let her go. If he let her go, I'm afraid I'll do it again later. Can't find it anymore. Xuan Che stared at the kitten in front of him closely, and walked forward step by step, but the kitten seemed to be fast, and several ups and downs had disappeared from his sight. Xuan Che continued to follow the kitten's trail until he reached a cliff where a huge boulder blocked the kitten's path. Seeing this, Xuan Che stopped. The kitten is too small to climb such a steep cliff. What the hell is this little cat doing? Xuan Che was a little confused and couldn't help but murmured, and then he continued to move forward, but he was still a little worried in his heart. After all, this is a cliff. What if there is an accident? Xuan Che couldn't help but panic, but when he approached the edge of the cliff, he suddenly noticed a very strange phenomenon, that is, the cat's figure suddenly disappeared. "Oh nine, is there any secret path here?" Xuan Che muttered to himself, and then he looked around the cliff carefully and found that there was nothing around except a bare rock wall. Xuan Che's face couldn't help changing. It seemed that the kitten was really trapped, inside the cliff. Xuan Che thought for a while and decided to venture down the cliff to find the kitten. Xuan Che took a deep breath, then jumped into the cliff. Then, he dared not delay for a moment, and continued to jump down. However, not long after the jump, Xuan Che suddenly felt a panic. The pain struck Xuan Che almost screaming. The pain was so strong that Xuan Che almost couldn't bear it and fainted. However, Xuan Che still clenched his teeth and persisted. He must rescue the cat as soon as possible, otherwise, he would really not be able to save it, so Xuan Che quickened his pace and continued to jump down. However, I don't know why, the more he jumped down, the more intense he felt the pain, and there was a faint smell of blood in the air here, which made Xuan Che's brows frown even tighter. Picture after picture kept appearing in his mind. There are kittens in him in these pictures, but they seem to be unable to catch them forever. In the end, they all disappeared. What? A tearing pain came from Xuan Che's heart, making him unable to bear it anymore and let out a scream. What? After the scream, Xuan Che collapsed on the ground, not knowing whether he was unconscious or fainted because he couldn't bear the intense pain. After Xuan Che fell to the ground, he didn't move. It didn't take long for the white kitten to appear beside him. It squatted beside Xuan Che and looked at Xuan Che's situation for a while, then turned and left. Advertisement. It was a ninja from the Uchiha clan. It was a ninja from the Uchiha clan who asked it to do so, but no one knew what it meant. I don't know how long it took. Xuan Che woke up leisurely. He slowly opened his eyes. His eyes were covered with red threads. Obviously he hadn't rested for a long time. Xuan Che sat up slowly and looked at his whole body. There were bruises all over his body, and his left arm was even more bloody. This is not the first time he has encountered such a situation. He has long been used to it, however, this time it was much more serious than last time. He even wondered if his left arm was abolished. He slowly stood up and walked towards the outside of the cliff, but, not long after he walked, he stopped again, because he suddenly discovered that the kitten was gone. Damn it! Xuan Che cursed secretly. Xuan Che didn't expect that he would be fooled again, this time he was really caught. Meow, meow, meow. At this moment, a kitten suddenly ran to Xuan Che's side. It scratched Xuan Che's leg with its small claws, as if it was telling Xuan Che that he shouldn't abandon it. Xuan Che looked at the little cat in surprise, but when he saw the little cat's face clearly, his face immediately became gloomy. It turned out to be you damn cat. Xuan Che said these words coldly, his face was full of anger and murderous aura. How could he not recognize this cat? This cat is the previous kitten, the one that caused him to fall off the cliff before. This cat even dared to appear in front of him. I really don't know whether it is alive or dead, Xuan Che thought in his heart. Meow, meow, the cat's cry became louder and louder. At this time, a tyrannical aura shot out from Xuan Che's body. Xuan Che's eyes were covered with bloodshot eyes. Now he really wants to tear the little cat to pieces. But, in the end, his reason defeated his impulse. Forget it, since it is like this, then I will spare it. Advertisement. Xuan Che snorted coldly, and then walked out of the forest. He was already afraid of the cat in his heart, because he didn't want to get entangled with the cat anymore. Xuan Che returned to the cliff. He took out the medicine in the backpack and took it. After regaining some strength, Xuan Che walked down the cliff again. His injury has basically recovered, but his mood is still unable to calm down. The little cat just now is really too cunning, and actually uses his own advantage to deceive himself. Meow. However, when Xuan Che walked to the bottom of the cliff, he hadn't stood still, and a scream came into his ears again. This time, the voice was so familiar, it was that of the little kitten. Meow. Another scream came into Xuan Che's ears. Xuan Che heard this familiar voice again, his pupils shrank instantly, and he could be sure that the little cat was under the cliff below. Xuan Che didn't hesitate, he ran down the cliff. Anyway, he wanted to save the little cat first. Xuan Che quickly ran to the bottom of the cliff. When he saw the little cat, his face became gloomy again, because there were many scars on the little cat, bloody, and the wounds looked it was not like to go up, which made him feel very angry. Xuan Che walked to the little cat and reached out and touched the little cat's head, but he did not touch the little cat's hair because the little cat was dying at the moment. Seeing such a scene, Xuan Che couldn't help feeling a little guilty in his heart, but when he remembered that damn its little cat actually played with him and threw him off, Xuan Che felt a trace of anger in his heart. Xuan Che didn't hesitate anymore, and immediately bent over to pick up the cat, and then quickly ran to the cliff. He must quickly treat the little cat, otherwise, the little cat will die. Xuan Che quickly hugged the kitten and rushed to the edge of the cliff, and then placed it on the ground. His palm was against the kitten's chest, and his movement transported the chakra inside the kitten's body. I hope this kitten can be cured. Xuan Che moved chakra into the body of the little cat, but he did not succeed. He felt that although the little cat had breathing and pulse, he found that his pulse was almost weak. No, this makes Xuan Che feel a little strange. You must know that that little cat is a magical little cat. It stands to reason that its body can't be so weak, right? When Xuan Che was puzzled, he suddenly discovered that the chakra in his body was slowly disappearing, as if an invisible hand was madly devouring Xuan Che's chakra in his body. Xuan Che suddenly panicked. He immediately sat down cross-legged, and then the chakra in his body ran wildly. However, these chakras were of no avail. His chakra had no way to resist the endless swallowing power in his body. Chapter 302. Xuan Che looked at the cat in front of him, and suddenly felt strange. Could his chakra be absorbed? Was it absorbed by the cat in front of him? However, this doubt did not persist in his mind for too long, so he just left the matter behind, because he knew what his current task was, that is, to kill the cat. And he is still not sure about the identity of the cat, so he must figure it out first. After he figured it out, he was ready to take action, only to hear him growl, "Go to hell." Meow, meow, meow. I saw a fluffy little white cat rushing towards Xuan Che instantly. Xuan Che immediately shot, and a powerful force directly hit the little white cat in front of him, but to his disappointment, the little white cat turned out to be. Avoiding his attack and continuing to pounce at him, Xuan Che was startled. Is it possible that his strength is weaker than this little thing? How is this possible? His current strength has exceeded the Hokage level. Although chakra has been absorbed a lot now, in the entire ninja realm, his current strength is definitely among the top masters. How could he be like this? By a little white cat easily avoided it? Could it be that this is a ninja with a special secretary? No matter what, he couldn't let this kitten hurt himself. Xuan Che yelled badly in his heart. He immediately used Earth Style to block the kitten's actions, but he found that the kitten seemed to have sensed his intentions, so it still moved very quickly. Just as he used Earth Style to form a wall of dirt, the kitten's body has hit the wall of dirt. The earth wall suddenly shattered, and Xuan Che was shaken back a few steps, but the little cat didn't stop at all, but rushed up again. It seemed that it would not stop until it reached the goal. Meow. The little cat yelled at Xuan Che, waving his hands quickly, and bursts of flames expelled from its paws quickly, rushing towards Xuan Che. This is the impatience technique of the Uchiha clan. In other words, this kitten is the ninja of the Uchiha clan. It seems that someone from the Uchiha clan wants to deal with him, but Xuan Che does not feel that he has done anything to apologize to the Uchiha clan. Advertisement. Xuan Che quickly used Earth Style to envelop these flames. But the flames still rushed towards him. He had to use Earth Style again, but he found that this kitten did not seem as simple as he thought. After he used Earth Style, a kitten can penetrate the soil and rush at him quickly. It seems that it has a very powerful control over Earth Style. Xuan Che couldn't help smiling bitterly. He didn't expect that this Earth Style of his own could not help it. It seems that if you want to deal with this kitten, you need to spend a little more time. Xuan Che's eyes were slightly narrowed, and a cold light shot from his eyes. It seemed that he was about to make a real move. He made a fist with his right hand and slammed it to the ground. He heard a loud noise, and cracks suddenly appeared on the ground, and the cracks are getting bigger and bigger. It seems that the power of this punch should be good. A sneer was drawn at the corner of Xuan Che's mouth, and then he suddenly jumped up and punched out a hard punch, which went straight to the kitten in front of him. However, the kitten did not evade. Instead, Xuan Che opened his mouth and bit his arm. Xuan Che quickly withdrew his arm, only to see a black snake tail spit out from the kitten's mouth, curling up towards him. Xuan Che hurried back a few steps. At the same time, his right hand turned over and a kunai appeared in his hand. This was a weapon he made after entering Konoha to prevent the enemy's sneak attack. Although this kunai was not a precious weapon, the sharpness contained in it is incomparable to ordinary weapons, which he bought from the ninja. I saw Xuan Che quickly waved his left hand and kunai directly pierced the kitten's head. When the kitty saw it, he immediately opened his mouth and spit out black mist. He wanted to resist kunai, but only listened to a sneer. Kunai pierced into the black. In the fog, a black air then dispersed, revealing the real face of the kitten. It turned out that there were two tiger teeth growing in its mouth, which looked like two sharp fangs. Upon seeing this, Xuan Che quickly withdrew from Kuwu, and then took 2 steps back. It seemed that this kitten was really not an ordinary thing, and he needed to be a little more cautious. But he didn't worry about anything, because there was already a huge dungeon behind him. This dungeon occupies a full 4 meters away from him. This distance is very safe for Xuan Che. After all, his body is inside. With more than 100,000 chakra, even a tank can't compare with him. Upon seeing this, the kitten knew that he wanted to kill Xuan Che. It was basically impossible. Then, it quickly ran away. At this time, the water cell had been slowly closed and the kitten escaped, but he was full of vigilance in his heart. He didn't forget that there were 2 fangs in the kitten's mouth. Moreover, it will transform itself. Once it becomes that kind of beast, I am afraid that its strength will be doubled again. He doesn't want to encounter such a thing once. However, encountering such a thing this time made him even more disgusted with Shinobu village. To send a shinobi beast to deal with him, he really didn't put shinobi in his eyes. Xuan Che said angrily in his heart. Advertisement. Just when he was about to leave, the kitten appeared in front of him again. Seeing this, Xuan Che couldn't help frowning and said, "What do you want to do?" Just listen to the cat saying in a hoarse voice, "Meow, master, I want to make friends with you." What did you say? When Xuan Che heard the words, his face was startled, and he asked in disbelief. You heard that right, I want to make friends with you, the kitten said. His tone was very firm, as if it was something that should be done without any embarrassment. Did you admit the wrong person? I don't know a little cat like you, Xuan Che said. You don't have to lie to me. The kings, I know the master is you, and I can feel the master's blood flowing in your body, the kitten said with certainty. Sorry, my name is Xuan Che, not Uchiha, and, have you made a mistake? Xuan Che frowned and said, he really didn't expect that he would have such a thing. I am not mistaken, said the kitten. Upon seeing this, Xuan Che's face became extremely gloomy and did not speak. Seeing this, the kitten quickly said, can you let me follow you? I can protect the safety of the owner, and the owner does not need my help. When Xuan Che heard these words, he was slightly stunned, and then he wanted to understand that this kitten is a kitten that can turn into his own appearance, and he can feel his chakra, and it can also control it. The ability of the water system chakra is really something that surprised him. Bo. Chapter 303. But thinking about what happened before, he hesitated again. This guy can not only change his appearance, but also change his body. If he is an enemy, then this is dangerous. At this time, I listened to the kitten again. I can provide you with a lot of benefits. What are the benefits? Xuan Che asked puzzledly. I can teach you to practice ninjutsu, and I can take you to find a more powerful master, let him teach you some more powerful skills, and even provide you with a lot of training resources. If you are willing to worship me as a teacher, you will be in the future. You can definitely become a generation of ninja, and our ninja will become more and more powerful. Think about it, if you can learn more powerful ninjutsu, then you can become the second Uchiha Madara NS, the kitten continued. After Xuan Che listened, his eyes were filled with longing. However, he was very puzzled. He really couldn't figure out how he knew the kitten in front of him, and how did this kitten know Uchiha Madara so many things. Looking at the puzzled expression on Xuan Che's face, the cat quickly said, this is very simple, because you are our prince and your special status will naturally attract the attention of our ninja village, and I am also the best in ninja village. One of the ninjas, so I know you very well, so I know you so well. Of course, I know you won't agree to me easily, but as long as you are willing, you will have countless benefits in the future, and you can also make your master so strong. Xuan Che's gaze fell on the kitten again, but he kept thinking in his heart, now he really needs a powerful ninja, and this kitten is undoubtedly the best choice, and it also knows how to transform technique. This is also his favorite energy body. As long as he learns this ninjutsu, then his strength will become more powerful. Such ability is indeed a very powerful skill. And Xuan Che also knew that his current strength was not strong enough, so he needed some strong helpers, and the kitten in front of him was the helper he valued most. Thinking of this, Xuan Che said, "You can follow me, but you must ensure that you can't hurt me, let alone kill me, otherwise I will never ignore you." "Meow, rest assured, meow." Upon hearing this, the kitten said happily. When Xuan Che saw this, he breathed a sigh of relief, and then took the little cat back home. When I got home, I happened to see Kakashi waiting for herself at the door. Advertisement. Seeing the kitten on Xuan Che's shoulder, Kakashi asked in surprise, "Where did this kitten come from?" In Kakashi's impression, Xuan Che never raised kittens. And Xuan Che was too lazy to hide from him, so he told what happened in the forest, including the conversation between himself and the kitten. "There is such a thing?" After Kakashi listened, his face became dignified. He never thought that there would be such a thing. It seems that there is an unknown force controlling all of this. "Well, I think so too." Xuan Che nodded when he heard the words. "Let me take care of this kitten during this period. I haven't been close to him for a long time," Kakashi said. "Well, that's good too." Xuan Che heard the words, nodded, and said. Ever since, Xuan Che gave the kitten to Kakashi, and then returned to Konoha's training ground. In the past few days, he will fight with kittens every day, and at the same time, he will teach the kittens all kinds of ninjutsu he has learned. Although kittens can't change their appearance, they can learn more profoundly. He can also get many benefits, which makes him feel very happy. He can't help but be grateful for the existence of kittens. Otherwise, I am afraid that he can really only be a ninja for a lifetime. I have to admit that the kitten's abilities are indeed very strong, and he is also very intelligent. In just 3 days, it has been able to change its form, and it has even been able to transform the ninjutsu he has learned into its own ability. It's just that the abilities he transformed into are too weak, so he can't exert his power at all, but for him, this is enough to shock him. You know, the abilities of the general ninja are not so easy to change. Even if a powerful set of ninjutsu is changed, it is not his own ability in the end, and he will eventually be broken by himself, and this kitten is not only able to change, but also very powerful. How can he not be excited and pleased? Woolen cloth. "Kitty, your strength is not weak. Let Kakashi teach you in the future." Xuan Che looked down on the ground, staring at his kitten with big black eyes, and said. Hearing this, the kitten nodded suddenly, looking very cute. "Well, I will trouble Mr. Kakashi in the future. I hope you can teach the kitten so that she can grow up as soon as possible. In this way, the gap between us will be shortened a lot," Xuan Che said. "Don't worry, master," the kitten said with a smile. Advertisement. Hearing what the kitten said, Xuan Che nodded in satisfaction and said, "Then I will leave." The kitten nodded and said, "Master, go slowly. If you have any instructions, just call me." "Understood." Xuan Che nodded slightly when he heard the words, then left here and walked outside. His speed was so fast that he disappeared in the blink of an eye. Seeing Xuan Che left, Kakashi immediately walked to the kitten, squatted down, touched the kitten's furry head, smiled and said, "You are so good, you deserve my baby." Upon seeing this, the kitten meowed at Kakashi, and then turned into Xuan Che again. "You should change into the appearance of a kitten. If you become a cat, others think I am a child," said the kitten. Haha. Kakashi suddenly laughed when he heard this, and then said, "Okay, I'll listen to you from now on." After Xuan Che arrived on the training ground, someone greeted him immediately. "Captain, a group of ninjas are looking for you." The visitor looked at Xuan Che and said respectfully. "Find me? Who is that?" Xuan Che frowned and said, "These ninjas claim to be messengers from Konoha village," the visitor said respectfully. Hearing that, Xuan Che's eyes widened suddenly. He didn't expect Konoha to send someone here. Could it be that he came to announce to me that they had recovered Cloud Shinobi village and let them return to Konoha? This is something he doesn't want to see, so he doesn't intend to cooperate with it. "Where are those people? Let them in," Xuan Che said lightly. Chapter 304. Yes. Upon hearing this, the visitor said respectfully immediately, then turned and ran down. After a while, those ninjas came here, and after seeing the appearance of those ninjas, Xuan Che couldn't help being stunned. These people are not others, they are all Konoha shinobi, and they are all elites among ninjas, and there are 4 or 5 people he is very familiar with. Among them are Konoha's village chief and the chief elder, and a young man. Ninja. Seeing these people, Xuan Che's eyes flashed with surprise and incomprehension. He didn't understand why Konoha suddenly sent them to his place. After all, in Konoha village, he has not yet reached the point where they can come in person. The extent of coming. "I met Master Xuan Che." When the visitor saw Xuan Che standing on the spot with a thoughtful look, he suddenly bowed and said. Xuan Che is a little surprised. Why do these ninjas call themselves adults? Could it be? Xuan Che looked at the kitten. The kitty said, "My master is an adult from the country of black cats." Grown-ups. Hearing the kitten's words, everyone knelt to the ground in unison and shouted in unison. Hearing the kitten's words, Xuan Che's eyes flashed with excitement. If he said that, he is the owner of that kitten. This news is undoubtedly great news for Xuan Che, because Xuan Che seems to recall some information about this body. This body was originally called Xuan Che, and was the son of the national master of the Black Cat Country, and this kitten is his personal guard, and his owner is the national master of the Black Cat Country. Moreover, this body also has this special ability, that is, it can transform into a cat at the moment of transformation, and it can also transform into anything, just like now, he has transformed into a black cat. "Sir, I don't know what you have to order. At this time, the elder looked at Xuan Che and whispered. Why are you here? Xuan Che looked at the great elder and asked faintly. Advertisement. Hearing Xuan Che's question, everyone was stunned for a moment, and then one of them hurriedly said, this is actually because the village chief and 2 adults asked us to come to you. When Xuan Che heard this, he couldn't help but raise his brows. He didn't expect that the village chief and the 2 adults of Konoha village were so impatient to win him over. However, this was exactly what Xuan Che wanted. After all, he didn't like Konoha village. Then please take me to see your village chief. Xuan Che looked at the talking ninja and said lightly. Yes, please follow us. The ninja responded, and then led the way and walked towards a house. Xuan Che followed them. As soon as Xuan Che walked outside the courtyard, he saw Konoha's village chief and 2 old men waiting at the door. Seeing Xuan Che approaching, Konoha's village chief and others hurriedly greeted him. Brother Xuan Che, long time no see, you look more and more handsome now. The village chief looked at Xuan Che with a smile on his face and said. Yes, Brother Xuan Che, you are a great talent now, another ninja also said with a smile. Hearing this, Xuan Che couldn't help rolling his eyes. He naturally knew the intentions of these people. It was nothing more than trying to win over himself. However, he would not agree. After all, he had no interest in Konoha village at all. Mr. Konoha village, I am here today because my master wants to see you. He wants to meet with you and talk in detail. I think you won't refuse my master's invitation, will you? Xuan Che said straightforwardly. This. Konoha's village chief couldn't help hesitating when he heard this. He didn't expect Xuan Che to make such a request. In this way, they would naturally not be able to refuse Xuan Che's request. However, he also really want to know who Xuan Che is, who can be respected by the kitty, and actually turned the kitty into his pet. Thinking of this, Konoha's village head looked at Xuan Che, and after a moment of indulgence, he said, if this is the case, I can't refuse Brother Xuan Che's request. Let's do this. Since Brother Xuan Che is willing to meet with us, then, let's go to the hall. Hearing the long words of Konoha village, Xuan Che nodded slightly and said, well, let's go to the main hall. Please. Hearing Xuan Che's words, Konoha's village head nodded, and then led Xuan Che towards the main hall. Xuan Che's gaze was on Kitty's body. He found that Kitty's body exuded a powerful aura. Although it was still relatively weak, it was enough to make Xuan Che feel shocked. Zero ask for flowers advertisement. It seems that this time he really picked up the treasure. After arriving at the hall, everyone sat on the chairs, then looked at Xuan Che and waited for Xuan Che to speak, while the kitten was lying on the table and fell asleep because it was so tired. Brother Xuan Che, this is our newly cultivated cat Konoha. The name is Kitten. It is a very powerful cat. Whether it is speed or strength, it is extremely powerful. The village chief looked at Xuan Che and introduced. Really? Hearing the introduction from the village chief, Xuan Che looked at the kitten lying on the table, the corners of his mouth curled up slightly, showing a smile. Zero. Hearing Xuan Che's appreciation, Konoha's village chief was also very happy. Although he didn't know much about Xuan Che, it can be seen from the expression on his face that he must appreciate kittens very much. Otherwise, and will not show such a smile. I don't know how Brother Xuan Che got this little cat. The village chief looked at Xuan Che and asked, after all, they all want to know what kind of talent can subdue kittens. When Xuan Che heard this, he did not speak, but instead set his sights on the kitty. Talk about it first, I'll prepare tea for you. At this time, Konoha's great elder spoke, and then left the hall. Haha, Brother Xuan Che, I think you wouldn't mind having one more kitten, right? Konoha's village head looked at Xuan Che and said. Upon hearing this, Xuan Che nodded and said, of course not. As he said, he reached out and touched the kitty's head, and then said, are you a kitty? Hearing Xuan Che's words, Kitty opened her eyes and nodded. Well, since you are a kitten, then I will give you a name. Xuan Che thought about it for a while, then spoke. After hearing Xuan Che's words, the kitten couldn't help looking at Xuan Che curiously. He didn't expect that Xuan Che would actually name himself, which really surprised him. NS. Chapter 305 and the other people in Konoha looked at the kitten with anticipation. They all wanted to know, what kind of name Xuan Che would give the kitten. Well, then I will be called a kitten. Xuan Che tilted his head, after thinking for a while, then spoke. Kitty, this name, he really likes it, and the name of the kitten sounds pretty cute. Hearing Xuan Che's words, the kitten nodded happily immediately, thank you host. Seeing the cute appearance of the kitten, Xuan Che couldn't help but smiled and touched the kitten's head, and then began to talk to them about Konoha village. While the kitten is listening, while lighting its furry head, listening to their conversation. After Xuan Che communicated with the kitten, he finally realized that a lot of things had happened in Konoha village during this period. Among them, there were 1063 incidents. There was some concern in his heart. That was the granddaughter of the head of Konoha village. The people were taken away. Of course, Xuan Che knew that granddaughter, and it was Tsunade who was taken away because of gambling, and he had never seen the person who took Tsunade. The village chief's granddaughter Tsunade was taken away. The kitten told Xuan Che that that person was very powerful and he could not beat that person at all, so he chose to tell Xuan Che about this. When Xuan Che heard the kitten, Xuan Che couldn't help but fall into deep thought. If the kitten did not lie to him, then the person who took Tsunade should not be bad. No, you must find that person as soon as possible, and then help Tsunade escape. No matter what the price, he must rescue Tsunade. Thinking of this, Xuan Che couldn't help looking at the 4 Konoha village elders in the hall, and then said, I don't know who taught you the wood style here. It's the village chief. Hearing Xuan Che's words, the 4 Konoha village elders spoke at the same time. After speaking, they bowed their heads and stopped talking. Advertisement Xuan Che couldn't help but smile when he saw them like this. They were shy. The village chief is quite interesting. Well, you don't need to be nervous. I am here today to discuss some things with you. Since I am here, then I hope you can cooperate with me. I have a very important thing that I want you to help. Xuan Che looked at Konoha's village chief and said, Brother Xuan Che, what do you need our help for? Just give your orders. We at Konoha village will do our best to help Brother Xuan Che. Hearing Xuan Che's words, the village chief immediately patted his chest and promised that they have been looking for opportunities to repay Xuan Che for so many years. If this opportunity comes, then they will not give up, no matter what the price is. They also want to repay Xuan Che. Hearing the words of the village chief, Xuan Che nodded and said, I want you to send elite ninjas to find someone secretly. That person is called Tsunade. She is a friend of mine, but her strength is very strong. If you want to find it, I am afraid that not many people can stop her. Therefore, I hope that you can send elite ninjas there, and you must find that person. No problem, Brother Xuan Che, don't worry, we have been wanting to repay you, Brother Xuan Che, all these years. Now that we finally have a chance, we naturally can't miss such an opportunity. Hearing Xuan Che's words, Konoha's village head patted his chest and promised. After speaking, he turned around and winked at the other elders. The elders also quickly stood up and then bowed to Xuan Che, pay tribute. Xuan Che waved his hand to the elders and said, Okay, I should go back too. Xuan Che feels that it must be very difficult for him to find it alone. If everyone expands together, the speed will be very fast. After Xuan Che returned home, he prepared for a while and immediately left Konoha village to look for Tsunade. Konoha's army left, Konoha village immediately entered the intense work, everything was in order. Here, not long after Xuan Che left Konoha village, the kitten also followed Xuan Che to leave Konoha village. Xuanyan village. Xuanyan village is not far from Konoha village, but this is the outer area of Konoha village. Generally, no one dares to come here, and the village chief of Xuanyan village is not willing to come. However, this time, in order to prevent someone from sneaking on him while they were not paying attention, the head of Xuanyan village specially deployed an elite force to guard him. The village chief of Xuanyan village also knew that in such a formation, ordinary ninjas would never dare to approach easily, but he never expected that his preventive measures would actually fail, and someone broke into them unknowingly. The leader of Konoha village, and successfully kidnapped the granddaughter of Konoha village, and detained him in Xuanyan village. This scared the village leader of Xuanyan village, Zero. Advertisement he never thought that someone would be so bold that even the granddaughter of the head of Konoha village would dare to kidnap. However, this matter has already hit their heads. If they continue to sit idly by, then the reputation of their village will be ruined, and the future will not be peaceful. Thinking of this, the village chief of Xuanyan village had to gather everyone to discuss a solution to the matter. However, these actions caused an uproar in Konoha village. What? The head of Xuanyan village wants to do something on Konoha village. What does the head of Xuanyan village want to do? Is it really going to be against Konoha? This matter must be tricky. Konoha cannot be provoked by anyone who wants to provocation. That's right, the village head of Xuanyan village is really crazy, and he is really impatient to dare to challenge Konoha. The villagers of Konoha began to talk about it. They all felt that this matter was not simple, so they all expressed their support for Xuanyan village and asked Xuanyan village to give an explanation. HMPH. This B**************** D in Xuanyan village actually wants to provoke Konoha. He is really impatient. After I clean up the B*********** D, I will come to the villagers to settle accounts again. An elder of the village chief said coldly. Okay, just do what everyone says. Hearing this elder's words, the village chief of Xuanyan village spoke in agreement. After speaking, he glanced at the people and said, I have told all the elders about everything. If you have any good suggestions, you can tell us. Hearing the words of the head of Xuanyan village, the elders around the head of the village looked at each other, and then all looked at the elder who was the first to express his opinion, and asked, Village head, what do you mean? The village head of Xuanyan village is going to attack us? That's right, the village chief of Xuanyan village has now dispatched 30 ninjas to our Konoha village. Their goal is obviously to be the people in our Konoha village. Chapter 306. So, what should we do now? Hearing the words of the village chief, another elder immediately asked. His face was a little pale. Although their Konoha village chief is already a master at cage level, the 30 ninjas of Xuanyan village strength is not vegetarian. Moreover, in this matter, Xuanyan village has already forged a beam with Konoha, so Xuanyan village will definitely not let it go, and will definitely do everything possible to deal with them. Therefore, they are also very sad. If they can't resist the attack of Xuanyan village, their Konoha village will really suffer. I don't know what to do. Now Xuanyan village has dispatched 30 ninjas. These ninjas are all elites from Xuanyan village. If our ninjutsu deals with them, it will definitely suffer heavy losses. However, if we do not take action, then Xuanyan village will definitely become more rampant, and may even get rid of us directly. The head of Xuanyan village spoke. Hearing the words of the head of Xuanyan village, everyone was silent. They knew that the head of Xuanyan village did not mess around, but because there was nothing to do, there are only more than 30 cages left in their Konoha village, such as 09 today. Level other ninjas, the rest are just chunin. But Xuanyan village has more than 20 cage level other ninjas, and they don't know how many such ninjas there are in Xuanyan village. This time the village chief of Xuanyan village suddenly attacked them Konoha village, making them feel the seriousness of the situation, and they had to carefully consider whether this was a threat or a temptation. If it was a temptation, it would be easy to say. However, if it is a threat, then their Konoha village is really in trouble. After all, the current Konoha village can be said to be poor and white. Their ninjutsu is not valuable at all, so they have to worry too. The people from Xuanyan village are just right. If they dare to do something to our Konoha village, our ninjas in Konoha village are not muddled. Yes, although our Konoha village is not good enough, it is not so easy to bully. Suddenly, many villagers of Konoha village expressed their support for the head of their Konoha village. They believe that their Konoha village is not vegetarian, and they can also be like the people in Xuanyan village. It's hard to say. Advertisement. After hearing the words of many villagers, the village chief of Xuanyan village nodded in satisfaction. He knew that these villagers in their Konoha village had been dazzled by hatred. If he didn't use iron and blood to suppress it, if they are not convinced, they will definitely rebel. If that is the case, then their Konoha village will lose a lot. Therefore, he must use some iron and blood methods to frighten them Konoha village. Villagers of Konoha village, in this way, these villagers of Konoha village can obey him, and he can control the dominance in this battle. The head of Xuanyan village said, since everyone agrees to such a plan, let the four of us organize an alliance. Okay, we agree. Hearing the words of the head of Xuanyan village, the other heads also agreed. Hearing this, the head of Xuanyan village nodded, and then said, if this is the case, then we will set up ambushes in 4 big cities tonight, and I will kill Xuanyan village in one fell swoop. After hearing this, everyone nodded in agreement. Well, tonight, I will set up ambushes around Konoha village. The head of Xuanyan village spoke. Okay. Everyone responded in unison. Immediately after a discussion, the group began to prepare for action. All the ninjas in Xuanyan village were dispatched. They gathered all the ninjas in the 4 big cities and prepared to set up a net in the 4 big cities. In the event of an emergency, they can be dispatched as soon as possible. An hour later, the Tinladi nets set up by Xuanyan village in the 4 big cities had been set up. After that, the head of Xuanyan village led everyone to the direction of the 4 big cities, preparing to wipe out Xuanyan village in one fell swoop. A day later, they finally arrived near the village of Xuanyan village. Advertisement. Everyone, please note that Xuanyan village has arranged all the personnel outside the village. If they can't wipe out the people in Xuanyan village in one fell swoop, then they will launch a series of retaliatory actions. We cannot give Xuanyan village any chance, otherwise, our Konoha village may really fall into a situation where it will never recover. When he came to the door of Xuanyan village, the village chief of Xuanyan village shouted loudly, causing all the villagers to stop practicing. The village chief of Xuanyan village this time led the team by a Jonin, and he was also in a lead of Xuanyan village. After the order of the head of Xuanyan village was issued, the villagers around the village of Xuanyan village walked out of their rooms one after another. They all stood at the door of their respective rooms and quietly listened to the orders of the head of Xuanyan village. Looking at the place where the head of Xuanyan village is standing, there are about hundreds of Konoha village villagers gathered there. Moreover, these villagers are wearing black clothes, which look like ghosts, giving people a gloomy feeling. It feels very uncomfortable. However, although they look gloomy, they can be seen from the killing intent flashing in their eyes. These ninjas are not ordinary ninjas. They are all cruel guys. The kind of unscrupulous existence in order to achieve a certain purpose. Once they make a move, they will definitely not show mercy. If, this time, these people are really offended, then, their Konoha village will definitely be suffered their crazy revenge. Each of these villagers looked at the head of Xuanyan village with solemn expressions, and they waited for instructions from the head of Xuanyan village. The village chief of Xuanyan village stood in place and glanced around, then shouted loudly. Listen, everyone, I order everyone, within a minute, give me a large-scale attack, no matter using any means, must raze this village to the ground for me. I believe that under our attack, the head of Xuanyan village and his ninja will definitely be killed. And all the materials in Xuanyan village will also belong to our Konoha village. Do you have any comments? If there is no opinion, then let's start, the head of Xuanyan village announced loudly. Many villagers shouted loudly, looking eager to try. The head of Xuanyan village nodded and said, okay, let's start. Immediately, everyone moved closer to the location of the head of Xuanyan village, preparing to launch an attack. Chapter 307. The villagers of Xuanyan village began to move quickly, and soon they came to the village head of Xuanyan village and protected the village head of Xuanyan village. Then, a group of people quickly rushed towards the village of Xuanyan village. Go. At this time, the head of Xuanyan village showed a slight smile. At this time, he saw the head of Konoha village and others standing in the distance. He snorted and said, Konoha village miscellaneous dogs, you two, are you looking for death? Today, the old man will send you to the west. As soon as the head of Xuanyan village's voice fell, he immediately launched an attack. A ninjutsu was cast instantly, and a strong chakra wave appeared. Afterwards, his ninjutsu flew towards a Konoha village villager in front of the head of Xuanyan village. The ninja had no idea that the head of Xuanyan village would suddenly attack their people, and the head of Xuanyan village's ninjutsu was so fast that he didn't even have the ability to evade. He just watched the ninjutsu shoot directly on him, piercing his body, and then, the corpse of the Konoha village villager fell directly to the ground, and the bright red blood slowly flowed out and stained the ground. The corpse of the Konoha village villager twitched on the ground for a few times and completely lost the breath of life. Seeing this, the head of Xuanyan village only froze for a moment. Then, his eyes were filled with murderous intent, and he took a cold look at the fallen corpse. Then, he waved his hand and shouted, Road. Give it to me. As his words fell, the ninjas brought by the head of Xuanyan village immediately launched an attack and rushed towards the village of Xuanyan village. Ah! With cries sounded screams, and soon, there are a dozen hidden mysterious villagers fell to the ground. No matter how struggling, they cannot escape being killed fate. The village chief of Xuanyan village took this opportunity and quickly came to the village of Xuanyan village. The village head of Xuanyan village had just arrived in Xuanyan village, and he saw the houses built by the villagers of Xuanyan village. These houses were all wooden houses, and every wooden house lived in Xuanyan village. Ninjas. These ninjas immediately greeted him when they saw the head of Xuanyan village coming over, bowed to the head of Xuanyan village respectfully, and asked, "I have seen the head of the village." The head of Xuanyan village gave a faint hum and said, "Okay, go ahead and perform the task. Remember, you must be careful and don't underestimate the enemy, understand?" The mayor of Xuanyan village exhorted. Advertisement. Yes, Lord Village. The ninjas of Xuanyan village opened their mouths and replied. The head of Xuanyan village took a look at them, then he turned and left, and walked towards the village of Xuanyan village. He soon stopped at the courtyard built by the head of Konoha village. Inside, he coldly looked at the yard in front of him. The head of Konoha village was sitting in the courtyard at the moment, tasting tea. He frowned when he heard someone knocking on the door. He didn't know who came, so he frowned slightly and asked, "Who?" "I am the head of Xuanyan village. I have something to discuss with you, so please open the door." The head of Xuanyan village shouted loudly. There was a hint of arrogance in the tone of the head of Xuanyan village. The head of Xuanyan village. The head of Konoha village raised his brows, and then he opened the courtyard door, with a hint of doubt in his eyes. "I am the head of Xuanyan village. The head of Xuanyan village came to visit. I hope that the head of Konoha village can come out and receive me." The head of Xuanyan village spoke. Seeing the appearance of the head of Xuanyan village, the head of Konoha village couldn't help showing a mocking expression on his face. He looked at the head of Xuanyan village coldly and said, "Since you are the head of Xuanyan village, why send so many people to attack Konoha village? Isn't the head of Xuanyan village afraid that our ninjas in Konoha village will retaliate against you? I think you Xuanyan village shouldn't be so stupid, right?" The head of Konoha village, you laughed. "These are the people of our Xuanyan village. They are only here to help us. It's just that some unpleasantness happened suddenly on the road. It's not that we really want to attack Konoha. Actually, Princess Tsunade was kidnapped by people from Xuanyan village. It's true, but it's not what I know. I don't even know about it. Moreover, Princess Tsunade was kidnapped because she was in debt for gambling, which is actually her problem. Therefore, there is no need to elevate this kind of trivial matter to the war between ninja kingdoms. I am here now to send Princess Tsunade back to you Konoha village. You shouldn't mind letting this matter end there, right?" The head of Xuanyan village looked at the head of Konoha village with a smile on his mouth and said. After hearing the words of the head of Xuanyan village, the head of Konoha village's complexion became even more ugly. He didn't expect the head of Xuanyan village to say so, which meant that he was threatening himself. However, at this time, the head of Konoha village did not dare to tear his face with the head of Xuanyan village. After all, the number of ninjas in Xuanyan village now has an absolute advantage. In addition, the current head of Xuanyan village is very strong. Great. If the head of Xuanyan village ignores the interests of their Konoha village is not an opponent of the head of Xuanyan village. Therefore, they have to negotiate with the head of Xuanyan village. Advertisement. The head of Xuanyan village, please wait a moment, I will go to discuss with the head of the village. The head of Konoha village said, what he cares most about now is what the head of Xuanyan village wants to do. Their relationship between Konoha village and Xuanyan village has not yet become stale. Hearing the words of the head of Konoha village, the head of Xuanyan village gave a cold snort. Ignoring the words of the head of Konoha village, he waited quietly at the door of the head of Konoha village. He is now deliberately irritating Konoha village. Long, because he knows that he must ask the head of Konoha village to make certain concessions, otherwise, the head of Konoha village will not easily compromise. Sure enough, after waiting for about 10 minutes, the head of Konoha village walked out of his home and walked in front of the head of Xuanyan village and said, the head of Xuanyan village, you want to chat with me alone? Yeah? Okay, let's talk outside. The head of Xuanyan village nodded slightly, and then the two of them walked onto the street of Xuanyan village. The head of Xuanyan village, do you have anything to say to me? After leaving Xuanyan village, the head of Konoha, Wanghao village looked at the head of Xuanyan village and asked. Humph, the head of Konoha village, I also want to talk to you about some personal matters. The head of Xuanyan village gave a cold snort and said. Private matter. The head of Konoha village looked at the head of Xuanyan village, his brows furrowed tightly, and his face was full of doubts. He didn't know what the head of Xuanyan village had about himself. I hope you don't interfere with the affairs of our Xuanyan village. If you intervene, our Xuanyan village will definitely not let it go. The head of Xuanyan village warned. Hearing the words of the head of Xuanyan village, the head of Konoha village couldn't help narrowing his eyes, with a sullen expression on his face, and said, Haha, what do you want to do in Xuanyan village? Do you still want to kill us in Konoha village just like before? Xuanyan village, are you too arrogant? Yes, your Xuanyan village wants to destroy Konoha village. This is simply a dream. The villagers nearby echoed the way. Son, chapter 308. The head of Xuanyan village snorted coldly and said to the head of Konoha village, lead Konoha village, don't think that you Konoha can do whatever you want if you are a big village. To be honest, we are an old village in Xuanyan village. Ranking. Also, don't think your Senju Hashirama is a bad name, I will be afraid of you. Village Chief Xuanyan, What do you mean? As soon as Mr. Xuanian's words were over, Mr. Konoha village asked. What do you mean? I mean, your Konoha village is just a group of mobs, not comparable to our Xuanian village. Village Chief Xuanian, I advise you to keep your mouth clean. Although our 5 big villages are not as good as your old brand, they are also the strongest of the 5 big villages. Don't insult our reputation. I insult your reputation? Humph, Konoha village, are you humiliating us? Okay. Since you are looking for death by yourself, don't blame my village Chief Xuanian for being cruel. You, village Chief Xuanian, this is a bit too much. You are doing this to destroy the friendship between the 2 big ninja villages. Do you really want to go to war with our 2 villages? You have to know that Konoha also has 400 people. You have to know that 400 people, even in the 4 major villages, will never dare to be enemies with us easily. Personally, your Konoha village is definitely not my opponent. Don't think that I dare not kill your Konoha villagers. When the head of the village Xuanian heard this, his face immediately turned gloomy, and he sneered. Okay, Konoha. Okay, you are so arrogant. In that case, the friendship between our 2 great ninja villages ends here, and we will not be offended in the future river water. HMPH, Mr. Xuanian, if you say this, you must think carefully. Konoha is not a soft persimmon that you can knead. If you really annoy us Konoha village, you will definitely pay a heavy price. Ha 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 ha. The threatening words of the head of Konoha village made the head of Xuanian laugh arrogantly. The head of Konoha village, what you said seems to be quite powerful, but my Xuanian village is not something you can bully at will. Humph, let me tell you, our Konoha village is definitely not something you can bully at will. Humph, let's just wait and see. The head of Konoha village turned around and left after speaking. He didn't intend to make the matter worse. And the village Chief Xuanian did not pursue it, because the village Chief Xuanian knew that their current strength simply couldn't match the chief of Konoha village. After the head of Xuanian left, the head of Konoha village also left, leaving only the villagers of Konoha village, all of them angry. Damn village chief Zan Yin, I will definitely make him pay the price of blood. Advertisement village chief, what should we do now? At this moment, Princess Tsunade was suddenly released by Xuanian village and successfully returned to Konoha. Konoha village sighed and said, this time we lost to the village Chief Xuanian, but anyway, I don't want to admit that we lost to him. This time, we don't care about it. Hope in doing so, he can understand the determination of our Konoha village. Chief Konoha, I see. Chief Konoha turned and left, and the others followed. The next day, in Konoha village, all the Konoha people gathered in the chamber. At this moment, Konoha's high-level staff are already full in the council hall. Calling everyone over today, there is one thing to announce. Patriarch Konoha glanced at the people and continued, saying, last night, a few foreign ninjas came to the door and said that they were willing to form an alliance with us Konoha to fight against Xuanian village. What? They actually want to establish an alliance with Konoha? They are crazy. They are not crazy, they are confident, and this kind of thing is not something we can solve in a word. So we have to think of a way to do it. Yes, what should we do? Do we want to refuse? Of course we cannot refuse. This is related to the future development of our Konoha village. We must not miss this great opportunity. Moreover, we also need the help of these foreigners. But the Patriarch, do you know who those people are? Fart. I think you got shit in your head. If they cheat money and scam pornography, they won't come to our Konoha village in person. Then who would they be? Patriarch, you can say it quickly. I do not know either. Advertisement Patriarch, you can't do this. You are our Konoha Patriarch. You don't know who they are? Then don't we have to be laughed at? Okay, please be quiet. Listen to me. You know the origins of those people. I don't know how to tell you. Anyway, I know that they come from a mysterious organization. Their strength is stronger than Konoha. Too much. That Patriarch, what do you mean? I mean, we should get in touch with that organization as soon as possible and reach a cooperation agreement with them. As long as our strength increases, we don't have to be afraid of the bullying of Xuanian village. We will surely defeat Xuanian village by then. Good, wise Patriarch. The long words of Konoha village immediately made everyone agree, and everyone was secretly discussing how to cooperate with these foreigners and improve their strength as soon as possible. And at this moment, behind the head of Konoha village, there are 3 elders standing, all of them wearing black suits, one by one as chilling and chilling. The 3 elders are not young anymore, and they all seem to be about 6 or 7. At the age of 10, they are Konoha's 4 great guardians. 3 of the 4 great guardians are Konoha's top powerhouses, and their strength is far superior to ordinary ninjas. Grand Elder, do you think Konoha can survive the crisis this time? I think that this time, Konoha has indeed encountered a strong enemy. We must unite. No matter what, we cannot let them bully us. Well, what the great elder said is very reasonable. I think we must improve Konoha's strength as soon as possible, otherwise, even if we face the oppression of the village chief Xuanian, we Konoha will still be unable to resist. Okay, I will prepare now. After the 3 elders finished speaking, they turned and left together. After the 3 elders left the council hall, Chief Konoha turned to look at the others in the council hall and said, everyone should leave now and practice hard. Yes, the Patriarch. Yes, the Patriarch. Chapter 309. A loud answer came from all corners of Konoha, and Konoha's people successively withdrew from the chamber. Great Elder, what is going on with that village chief Xuanian? Why would he save that woman? Could it be that he likes that woman? The woman mentioned here is Tsunade. I don't know this, I want to know too. However, the Great Elder, our strength root, this is not enough to resist. The suppression of Xuanian village, haha, I've thought of this question a long time ago. Although Konoha is not the first village in the ninja world, our village should not be underestimated. No matter how strong Xuanyan village is, can it be stronger than Konoha? I believe that as long as we can survive this crisis, our strength will have a qualitative leap. At that time, the overall strength of our Konoha village is absolutely comparable to the 4 ninja villages. But, the Patriarch, we still have a very important issue that we haven't solved. Since the village chief Xuanyan has come to our site, is the contract we signed with them in Konoha village still valid? Don't worry about this question. Although the strength of our Konoha village cannot be compared with the 4 great shinobi villages, they dare not compare Konoha. That's because they didn't head-to-head with us, but this time, our strength is too weak. The strength of Xuanyan village is definitely not weaker than ours. If we really head-to-head with them, we will definitely be injured in the end. Their loss it's not too small, they definitely don't dare to do this. You fool, the purpose of Xuanyan village is not only to take away our Konoha territory, but also to destroy us Konoha. We Konoha cannot let the conspiracy of Xuanyan village succeed. If we really do happen to Xuanyan village, if there is a conflict, we will definitely suffer. Yes, the Patriarch, I'm wrong. After the Konoha village chief and the 3 elders finished talking, the 3 elders also left one after another, and he returned to the assembly hall. In the council hall, there is only one person left at the moment. Chief Konoha sat on the first seat. Looking at the empty seats in the council hall, Chief Konoha sighed and said, "Hey." Advertisement Patriarch Konoha sighed into his ears, causing people around him to frown, and then all loosened their eyebrows. At this moment, a middle-aged man standing next to him said, "Patriarch, you don't have to worry too much. Although Konoha's strength is still far from that of Xuanyan village, we can use ninjutsu. As long as we can practice ninjutsu to ultimate, then we will definitely be able to fight against Xuanyan village." Hearing the words of the middle-aged man, a flash of brilliance flashed in the eyes of Patriarch Konoha. Upon seeing this, the middle-aged man continued, "Patriarch, now Konoha is in trouble, and we Konoha can no longer wait. If Xuanyan village continues to develop and grow, our Konoha will be really dangerous. What you said is right, Xuanyan village is not removed for a day, Konoha is not safe for a day." Patriarch Konoha finished speaking, with a fierce look on his face, and said, If they want to do it, then try to send the strong to go. We are not just letting them bully. I don't believe it anymore. Xuanyan village really dared to kill my Konoha ninja." Chief Konoha finished speaking with a fierce face, and immediately, the fierce light on his face turned into murderous intent, making the surrounding Konoha shinobi all feel shocked. After Mr. Konoha village finished speaking, the expression on his face gradually returned to plainness, and then he said, "Yes, I remember, you didn't provide us with a batch of weapons at the beginning. You haven't provided us with weapons for so long. What's the reason?" This. Several Konoha shinobi people listened to the words of the Chief Konoha, and suddenly hesitated, not knowing how to report to the chief. Chief Konoha glanced at a few ninjas and said, "Is it because you didn't provide me with weapons?" "No, it is not, Patriarch, we didn't provide you with weapons because we were afraid that you were upset." Snort. You still underestimate the strength of our Konoha tribe. The strength of our Konoha tribe is definitely not what you people can imagine. If you do this, it is simply a provocation to our Konoha tribe. The strength of our Konoha clan is not something you people can imagine. This. Okay, now you don't lie to me. Hurry up and tell me what you know. If I can help you through this crisis, then I won't be able to conceal my things from you, and, in the future, you it is my right arm, and I will also help you to teach you a good lesson. Then, you will all be able to become the warriors of our Konoha village. Zero ask for flowers advertisement. Thank you Lord Patriarch. Lord Patriarch, this is what we should do. Well, you guys, tell me everything quickly, what is going on? Hearing that, several Konoha shinobi people quickly began to report to the Patriarch, talking about a major event that happened during this period, and while these Konoha shinobi people said, their eyes all turned to Konoha village's long face. They hoped to understand Konoha village's long thoughts from his face. Xuan Che has always been in Konoha village, watching them discuss how to deal with Xuanyan village. 0. The head of Konoha village is indeed a smart person. He knows to borrow a knife to kill people, and he still uses a knife to kill people beautifully. All this is probably because Chief Konoha had already guessed that the village chief Xuanyan would come to make trouble. Therefore, Chief Konoha made this choice. The corners of Xuan Che's mouth curled up slightly, and the cold light in his eyes became more and more prosperous. Xuan Che knew that the village chief Xuanyan would definitely come, so the village chief Xuanyan would definitely send someone to Konoha village, but the chief Xuanyan would definitely make arrangements for whoever the chief Xuanyan sent to go, so, village chief Xuanyan will definitely not go out in person. Village chief Xuan Yin would definitely not go out in person. Then, what about Xuan Ying and the others? Since the village chief Xuanyan can make such a choice, he will definitely not only send dozens of ninjas to Konoha village, he will definitely send a large force to go, and the main characters of these large forces are naturally the ninjas in Xuanyan village. Now, as long as the ninjas of Xuanyan village go to Konoha village, they will definitely be killed by Konoha's ninjas. At that time, the strength of their Xuanyan village will definitely be greatly reduced. At that time, Konoha will really have a chance, defeated Xuanyan village. A sneer appeared at the corner of Xuan Che's mouth. I want to see if this trick of your Konoha village can really kill me. Immediately after Xuan Che uttered those words, the village chief Xuanyan immediately ordered several of his subordinates to rush to Konoha village, and the other Konoha shinobi also followed the ninjas who went to Konoha village and moved towards Konoha village rushed, NS. Chapter 310 Ha ha ha. Chief Konoha, this time, our Xuanyan village must destroy Konoha village and let all of Konoha's ninjas be buried in this sea. A frantic voice sounded. Hearing this rampant voice, Patriarch Konoha's complexion instantly turned ugly, and he said coldly, Xuan Ying, you dare to go to our Konoha village, you are simply tired and crooked, you bunch of trash, stop them. Yes, Lord Patriarch. Following Patriarch Konoha's order, hundreds of ninjas immediately surrounded the mysterious shadow and his group, and for a while, the battle was on the verge of breaking out. The strength of the hundreds of ninjas of Patriarch Konoha should not be underestimated, especially the elder-level ninjas. They are all powerful men with the strength of Jonin. Everyone's strength is not to be underestimated. There are hundreds of Jonin, even the people brought by Xuan Ying couldn't easily break through their defenses, so this fierce 06 or 7 battle started like this. The battle between the Konoha shinobi and the mysterious shadow was very fierce, and the two groups quickly became one. And here, the village chief Xuanyan and others rushed towards Konoha village in the first place. Konoha village, the lobby, at noon at this moment, the chief Konoha and the village chief Xuanyan are discussing how to deal with Xuanying and the others in the lobby. Chief Konoha looked solemn and said, Village chief Xuanyan, your ninjas have already gone outside of Konoha village, and all those thousands of ninjas have already rushed towards our Konoha village. This time, we are probably going to be hit hard. Hit hard? Ha ha. Village chief Xuanyan sneered and said, Chief Konoha, you think too much, right? How can the hundreds of ninjas hurt the lives of our Konoha people? I think this is your own timidity. You are afraid that the Jonin of our Konoha tribe will be killed by the ninjas of Xuanyan village, and then your Konoha village will lose Jonin's seat and you will no longer be able to compete with Xuanyan village. At that time, your Konoha clan will degenerate into a second-rate clan, and in the end, it will be trampled underfoot by our Xuanyan village. From then on, it has become a subsidiary force of our Xuanyan village. Xuanying, don't talk nonsense here. How could my patriarch Konoha be afraid of your Xuanyan village? Your Xuanyan village is nothing more than a third-rate force. Konoha village gave a long cold snort, his tone full of disdain. Advertisement yeah. When the head of Xuanyan heard that the head of Konoha village dared to taunt the status of their mysterious village, he was furious and his tone became extremely cold. He said, Patriarch Konoha, since you are not afraid, let's wait and see. After speaking, the head of the village Xuan Yin stood up and left the hall in large strides. Patriarch Konoha's gaze also followed Xuanying's figure and left. His eyes flickered a few times, and he said inwardly, this second, no matter what, I will kill you, and I will make you Xuanyan village disappear forever in the world of shinobi. Patriarch Konoha and Xuanying both had ghosts, but neither knew the true purpose of each other, and both of them walked into the wooden house with their own thoughts. Chief Konoha, what are you calling me to do? You don't want to do something to us Konoha village, do you? Village Chief Xuanyan came to the side of Patriarch Konoha and snorted coldly. His tone was full of mockery, and a sinister smile was outlined at the corner of his mouth. Of course. Chief Xuanyan, I called you to Konoha village this time because a large number of ninjas from Xuanyan village have gathered outside Konoha village, and there are a total of 500 Jonin sent by Xuanyan village this time. Moreover, these Jonin are all elite, and they are much stronger than our Jonin. Therefore, in this battle, we must take down Konoha village and let Konoha village completely surrender to our Xuanyan village. It turns out that this is the case, Patriarch Xuanyan, I understand your feelings. Since the two of us join forces, we will definitely be able to win the Konoha village. At that time, I will definitely let my father regain the right to master Konoha village. At that time, we too will become the #1 power in the ninja world and the overlord of the entire ninja world. At that time, the entire ninja world will be ruled by our clan. When village chief Xuan Yin heard these words, his eyes flickered. Xuan even said with a smile. Although Patriarch Konoha is not a fool, he is old after all, and he can't think so much like village chief Xuanyan. He also thinks that Chief Xuanyan's words are very reasonable. If this time, they can win. In the case of Konoha village, then, their Konoha tribe will also become the most powerful forbearance village in the ninja world. At that time, the status of the Konoha tribe will also improve, and the tribes of Konoha village will be able to survive better. That being the case, I will now summon those Jonin. Our two families will attack Konoha village together, and we will definitely be able to take down Konoha village. At that time, you Konoha village will also completely surrender to our Xuanyan village, Patriarch Konoha said excitedly. Chief Konoha also knows that in his heart he actually doesn't want his people to die here. However, now, Chief Xuanyan and the others have already forced them out of Konoha village. If he doesn't and Chief Xuanyan if they fight against Xuanyan village together, then their losses will be very painful 0. Chief Xuanyan smiled, and then turned and walked towards the outside of Konoha village. Advertisement after Mr. Xuanyan walked out of the house of Chief Konoha, he did not rush back to Konoha village. Instead, he went to the room of Xuanying first. After knocking on the door, Chief Konoha pushed in and walked in. Xuanying was sitting on the sofa drinking. She couldn't help but smiled when she saw the village chief Xuanyan coming in, and said, Village chief Xuanyan, this time I specially invited you to drink with me. Why, don't you welcome it? Village chief Xuanyan was taken aback for a moment, and then a bitter smile appeared on his face, saying, Of course I welcome it, but you just said that you want me to drink with you. Could it be that there is something wrong with Konoha village? Something? Percent. Z% 1% and although Chief Xuanyan is not the head of Konoha village, he still knows everything in the clan. If something really happens to Chief Konoha, he must be unable to escape the relationship. Xuanying nodded and said, Yes, there is a problem in Konoha village. The elders of Konoha village are ready to rebel against Xuanyan village. What? Rebelling against Xuanyan village? How could they make such a stupid decision? They should know that once our ninjas from Xuanyan village and Konoha village fight against each other, they will definitely suffer. Hearing what the Konoha patriarch said, the village chief Xuanyan couldn't help but yelled in shock. Haha, Chief Xuanyan, don't be surprised. They made this decision to protect the villagers in their Konoha village. The guy in their Konoha village called Xuanying is a very treacherous guy. He didn't keep his promise at all, so this time when the Konoha tribe wanted to fight them decisively, he had already made such a decision. During this trip to the Konoha tribe, our Konoha tribe suffered heavy losses. Our ninjas and villagers lost more than half of them. Even the Jonin were all killed by the group of ninjas in Xuanyan village. Yi clan, there are only more than 40 of us left, and we can't resist the attack of Xuanyan village at all. That be ********** D Xuanying actually betrayed us, it's damn it, I must kill him.